And we're starting off. JP got the chip, but in this particular clip, Falcon. Nah, never mind. Now I remember.
Yeah.
It's the triple knockup from Carl Teasy.
That's right. Enhanced changed, and of course the bravado of Team Liquid Page to always just team fight almost every time that their ults are up.
You know, another thing about the Julian pick, I think it's only really been FCAP and Liquid Echo that have been picking up the Julian throughout MSC a lot and have been at least performing well with it. A beautiful series overall.
Oof.
Falcon coming back and taking that game in game 2 is
That's
crazy.
right.
Benny Cutie is nasty on that Roger, and now this is our third clip of the day, and it's still Falcon going up against CLBH. That shows how intense the match was.
Yeah, first off, this is one of the great plays because Carl Teasy actually popped the heavy spin a few seconds before, or a fraction of a second before the enemy jungler Roger jump. So that was actually some foresight from Mr. Carl Teasy himself.
I remember this play, this coming in from Fireflux, even though Slangray Giants was able to get the Lord, but dude, they won a team fight, and that was scary for Slangray Giants. And now we're going to look at the top play of the day.
Okay, so this is Alien, apparently. No, it's not. It's Innocent. For some reason, able to get it. I think it's going to get a triple right here. It will be Sekai to take it eventually. But yeah, so many good highlight plays actually from yesterday. I would say that if you kind of montage all of the highlight plays coming up from Innocent in the last game, that could also be like one highlight because of how great it is. Because he was able to solo kill people. That's great.
I mean, he understands at this point, let's be real, who's going to stop me, right? So he keeps dashing left and right, and as he thought, no one could stop him. Honestly, I can't wait to see today's matches to see if teams are able to do that. With that being said, we also got to check out the brackets as well, just to remind ourselves where we're at the competition. And with that, we're going to look at Liquid Echo as well as Slangray Giants. They're waiting in the semifinals. Liquid Echo is waiting for Falcons AB Brand or See You Soon. Slangray Giants will be waiting for NIP Flash or Homeboys, which again will be concluded today.
Yeah. We know for sure that Falcons AB Brand versus See You Soon, that's got to be, that's definitely Falcons AB Brand sided, knowing that there are the recent M5 champions. And See You Soon, there's still an up-and-coming region. Even MP the King himself admits that nobody expected them to get out of the group stage, especially they're from the group of Beth. So at this point, I think they're just very happy to be in the knockout stages. Whereas for Falcons AP Brand, they're in it to, dominate, I would say.
I mean, the reality is See You Soon has essentially one of the biggest upsets we've seen in a very long time, being able to 2-0 against Sonic.
Yeah.
MP the King came completely online in those games. So just from the way some of those fights win, I feel like we can't count them all at all here. They are definitely the upset makers right now.
This is today's schedule. It's going to start with Falcons AB Brand going up against See You Soon. Afterwards, it's going to be NIP Flash going up against Homeboys. Just a quick reminder to everyone, this is going to be a best of 5 teams. The first team to get 3 wins is going to be the overall winner. So I'm personally, for me, I hope the first game goes the distance. We've been hearing all around, it's like, oh yeah, it's probably going to be a 3-0. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I believe that it will not be the case. At least there will be one game for sure for See You Soon. Might even go a 5-game series just because of how they are playing. And I think that they will still rely on the players will just rely on themselves right now for the draft, which we have proven that it works. Apparently, there's some little bit of there's a way that they fixed it. Actually, I was able to talk to MP the King last night through a podcast, and he said that they had prepared for it. I'm not gonna be very specific, but basically they know what they're doing even without their coach, and the coach really helped before they actually get into the stage.
Let me just say as well, why didn't you guys let me know you guys were wearing black? I would have worn black if I knew.
This is
actually wearing navy blue.
Yeah, we're wearing navy blue.
No, you're kidding.
This is both.
No,
This is pretty dark.
No, look at them. They're both wearing black, right?
I'm wearing all blue.
It's blue, bro.
It's definitely. I'm sorry.
It's
Then what am I
He's
wearing?
colorblind.
This is green, right?
Stop it.
stop it.
Stop it.
No.
The color you're wearing is the same color as that See You Soon owl. It's like a
No,
like
okay.
a
Don't
tan.
make
Like a
it
tan.
don't make it any more difficult for me, okay? Okay, like I'm doing my best, guys. Okay, for sure it's not black.
It's really not
It's
black.
not really not black.
Navy blue.
Yeah, it's
Okay, you know what? Later, you got to check my
This
suit.
is a darker navy.
yeah. This is called the
His
midnight.
pants are
blue.
black.
This is the pants are black.
Games for today. Games for today. Falcons AP brand going up against See You Soon. Personally, for me, I want to see You Soon win it. And I feel they can because MP the King, let me tell you, if you don't stop that guy, he's going to take your crystal.
He's going to take your jungle, your crystal.
No, okay, you know what? Let's look
Brand.
at our Jamil Motorsport match of the day. And again, it's actually going to be Falcons AP brand going up against See You Soon. Imagine the first match of the day is the Jamil Motorsport match of the day.
So much hype, of course, especially because of what Season was able to achieve. At the same time, though, we know that Falcons AP brand are a team that might be more favored in this matchup. They have been the M5 World Champions. They were the finalists in MPLPH Season 12.
Which is pretty cool.
13, which is pretty cool. Yep. Big achievements, of course. However, what I do want to see is, and hopefully, we're going to see a lot of the MP the King staple junglers. Like, for example, the Hellcurt, perhaps, or maybe the Bane. You know, the
Bane?
Oh, yeah, the Bane, yeah.
I do hope that will come out eventually in this matchup.
Not only him, but the EXP. We got to see both the EXP laners up there on screen for a second. And
Felix.
right now, Felix is one of the only people that's really picked up the Lapu and, like, again, performed well with it. That's a EXP laner that's kind of fallen off a bit. When we take a look at Flapteezy, he did amazing on the Xborg. So there's a little bit of variety between the two EXP laners. I think overall the team, in terms of hero depth and hero pool, they definitely have some clever picks that they bring to the table.
Yeah, and right now we got to look at the club standings here because Falcons AP brand will be playing. And if we're looking at the club championship ranking, Team Falcons is up there at #1. So if Falcons AP brand wins, it's going to jump even more.
Yeah, that's 1,000 more points, right?
1,000 more points.
If Naisu is correct. I'm not good at I don't actually know.
Yeah, I don't know as well.
Yeah, I don't want to pretend like
No, it's
I
1,000 points for first place.
even
There you go.
So any kind of esports, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Well,
but second and third get split if it's third and fourth. So if you have like a split, like how ours is a single bracket, that gets a split point. Other than that, though, normally second I think is 800, third is 600,
Got it.
and so
But either way,
he knows
it's
his stuff.
I feel like at this
I
point,
paid attention.
Falcons AP brand, they're like they have more weight on their shoulders because it's not just winning the entire championship, but they're representing Team Falcons
That's
as well. So it's hype, but it's also a lot of pressure.
From what I hear, Falcons AP brand, the way that they have been handling now for MSC 2024, they're totally different from MPLPH Season 13. If you recall, they had quite a stumble in the grand finals going up against Team Liquid Echo, where it was a 4-0 because Liquid Echo just figured them out. But for now, Falcons AP brand, they have a renewed fire in them, and now for MSC, they have promised that the result of MSC will never be the same as the result of MPLPH Season 13. And I'm saying that I'm not surprised that they said that because it's not like second place in MPLPH versus Team Liquid. It's like a bad performance. They got it to MSC anyway. So
Yeah.
I think
maybe it's the 4-0.
I guess
It's the not
4-0.
getting a single win.
Maybe.
And maybe
but-
their promise doesn't mean they'll win. It just means that at least they will put on a show, you know? Because
Yeah.
promising that you win, that's a lot.
yeah,
That's
well representing the cavalry. I
hey,
see.
man.
I mean, like
I
here's
wore
the
my
thing.
blue today.
We heard that they are fired up, renewed fire inside of them. And when we're talking about renewed fire, we got to talk about the battle within. So for you guys, make sure you guys grab the Amon skin as well as the Hanabi skin because the Vessel of the Seed, Amon skin, and Hanabi Vessel of Rage is now available, but it will only be available until the 5th of August. So make sure you guys get this awesome skins. The first draw is 50% off every single day, and the Permanent Soul Vessel Series item is guaranteed in the first 10 draws. So again, make sure you guys grab them now. And we're not stopping there because we're moving on to Project Next Update is live. Discover the fresh excitement of equipment evolution and enjoy a revitalized, thrilling gameplay. Jump in now for a more dynamic and fun battle experience. But again, there's still more because we got to talk about the U Fair. It is here with incredible bonuses and exciting events. Grab multiple permanent skins for free, just like Sylvana's Classroom Charm and Spade and Skin Classroom Glam. More exciting events will be revealed, so make sure you guys watch out. Speaking of watching out, again, talking about Falcons AP brand going up against See You Soon because I feel like, again, if the draft goes in the favor of See You Soon, I feel like they can actually win it.
is there? What would be going in the favor?
Yeah, well,
like
what would
giving
that
up
even
the
be?
because right now I feel like the draft is very open. A lot of teams have shown
Yeah.
that they can even beat some of the meta picks.
Yeah.
So what is going in
Okay.
favor? You know,
First of all, remind everyone, this is going to be Falcons AP Brand going up against See You Soon. And in my head, how they're going to win the draft is very simple.
Okay.
MP the King gets a good jungler that can actually counter what Falcons AP Brand wants to do, and Falcons AP Brand doesn't have the answer. For example, we've seen when MP the King gets the lane, and then the opposing side, for one reason or the other, they don't get the counters. They don't get the Valentina. They don't get the, I would even say Terizla to making sure that he can tank up most of the damage up front. So, yeah, again, because we have to remind ourselves, they don't have a coach, but so far,
Yeah.
the drafting has been great.
Yeah, drafting has been great in a way that they're getting their comfort heroes. When I saw their draft against Fnatic, Onyx, and then eventually Falcons, I was very impressed because they were able to really concoct this configuration where it's easily winnable in a way. It's like they're always looking for the easiest way
Yeah.
out of a team fight. You know, it's like get the lane, of course, then supply it with sustain. You know, it's very. I would call it even one-dimensional. You know, but it's comfort.
Yeah, it's comfort, but we got to talk about MP the King because we got to talk about the king against the kings of the role. We really got to highlight this guy, Trex.
I mean, MP the King's been a monster, and I mean, some people are calling him MP the Coach right now.
MP the
MP the Ling, MP
the
the
Goat.
Man, MP the Goat, MP the Analyst.
Yeah.
He's doing it all. He's a man of many hats right now, as you can see with the crown on his head. And here the boys come up.
There you go. Feeling very confident. I think they are in a place where they are just really enjoying everything. Well, that's how he kind of described it. They're not gonna be given in onto the pressure. In fact, the fact that they got out of the knockouts is already a blessing for them. That's why they will be. I would say they will feel more.
It's like they're flowing like water.
Yeah.
Wherever the current is pushing them, they'll just go through it.
Can I just add as well for MP the King? He said that they wish that there was a three-way tie.
Oh,
He actually said
really?
that. Because what he wants to do is to actually prove that they can win against SRG back then.
Yes, thank you very much. And with that being said, we got to start the match. So let's throw it over to the stage.
The quest to see the world paved the way for a new competitive landscape.
Representatives from the emerging regions have finally risen and proved once more that they can stand their ground against mighty giants and reigning kings.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ayuha Sayyidato Asada.
welcome
To the Amazon Arena.
Now the two teams that's about to face each other in this best-of-5 single elimination match are ready to step on the stage.
That they are. And just like yesterday, only one team will continue their journey and the other will have their keys and their hearts broken.
Introducing first, the reigning champions of the world, the Bees from the Hive, made it to the knockout stage by sweeping the group stage. Now they're set to prove that they can fly higher than the Cambodian Owls. Let's welcome Falcons AP Brand. It's Flap Teasy, Kyle Teasy, Few, Ogwin, and Super Marco, guided by two world champion coaches, Coach Ducky and Coach Trev. Now they're showing the world that they can complete their already stacked trophy cabinet.
And facing them on the opposing side, the mighty Slayers from the Group of Death. They made the Sky Kings of Indonesia kneel before them, and now they will open their knockout stage campaign against the reigning world champions and another powerhouse here at the MSC. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for See You Soon. The star-studded lineup of See You Soon join us now on the stage. Starring Sorry I'm Felix, MP the King, Ra, Foxy the King, and Soul. Every single one of them have proved withstand a giant. But can they stand with them as well is the question. Can they deliver another upset as they take on a reigning world champion here at MSC 2024?
And now we're all set. Now the players, the team who will win today's match will get to take home at least $200 US.
$200,000 is what you guarantee if you make it through this game. Boys, your destiny is ahead of you. Only you can decide what happens in this best of 5. And it is time to take your seats because the battle is about to begin.
$200,000 US at stake. That's the minimum that they'll be getting. And of course, they have a chance to keep their key.
That's right. The key and, of course, their main focus here at the MSC is, of course, that lovely trophy behind us. That is the hopes and dreams of every single player and every single team that is competing with us on this stage.
Now, in partnership with the Esports World Cup, we've seen their keys, their personalized keys that they're hoping to keep until the very end, because only one key will unlock the MSC trophy.
That's right. And the question remains, who will be able to continue their journey? Who will keep their keys intact until the very end and unlock that trophy and be crowned the MSC 2024 champions?
And later on, we'll be able to witness that ritual with the losing team handing over their key to the winning team. And if we take a look at the players now, they'll all be doing their ping test with the best gaming phone in the world, and that's the Asus ROG, powered by Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 mobile platform.
That is right. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, Asus ROG is the official gaming phone of MSC 2024 at the Esports World Cup.
Now, I know the players can't wait to get it started. So how about Sandstorm? Let's throw it to the panel to talk about the game and to talk about the draft.
Boys and girls, take it away. It's your time to shine.
First of all, excuse me, winning this gets $200,000 US? I mean, like, okay, here's the thing. We're going to have the STC predictions. So for you guys at home, who do you guys think is going to win this match? Is it going to be Falcons, AP Brand, or is it going to be See You Soon? Panelists, who do you guys think will make it and win at least $200,000?
Me, want to go first?
No, you can go first.
Yeah, I think this is not a biased opinion as well. I think I could say Brent for sure. If you judge how they operate and judge how they are managing and approaching the meta game that we have right now, it's different from the usual teams where they're very aggressive. They're diamond heavy from the jungle. Falcons and Brent are more early game centric and more execution based and a team based macro. So I think they got this in the bag.
What about you, Trex?
I would love to see a huge upset. I would love to see an underdog take it, but I think, if I had to put my money on somebody, Falcons AP Brand definitely the favorite here. But like I said, we've seen See You Soon do some crazy things. We've seen them take down Sky Kings.
Yeah.
We've seen them take down other kings. Now they just got to take down these kings.
I don't have enough money, but I'm putting it on See You Soon.
All right.
Which I guess doesn't mean much at this point. But again, I feel like See You Soon can do it. So for you guys listening to what the analysts have got to say, it looks like they're going for Falcons, AP Brand. Again, just a very quick reminder, if you guys want to give your predictions, you guys can go to stcplay.gg to lock in your predictions, see who's going to win this one. With that being said, we're looking at all the players getting ready at this point. I believe they're doing their ping test, going forward, they'll be doing the draft as well. I feel like winning the draft is going to be crucial for See You Soon, but going up against Falcons AP Brand as well as Team Liquid PH, rarely do I see they make mistakes when it comes to the draft.
Yeah. I think for Falcons AP Brand, you have experienced drafters. You have Ducky, for example, is there. But at the same time, you also have Trevor, drafter that has been there for many international events. You help them win games of the future. And also, you know, they have, I think Trevor was part of the M4 squad as well, that, you know, coaching staff that helped them win over Blacklist International back then, who are also very good at drafting. You know, so
Yep.
I agree with you, Lafel. When it comes to drafting, it's hard to make mistakes there if you're FCAP.
You know, and to kind of expand on that point, how you talked about See You Soon needing to win in the draft, I don't really know if that's possible, but what I think they can do is get a little outside the box. They're one of the few teams in the top 8 so far that have won with things like Bane, that have been picking up the Lapus, that have been pulled the Hellcurt off.
Yep.
And I think that could really be the win here against Falcon AP Brand, is catching them off guard, you
Yeah.
know, bring something in that throws them for a loop and maybe
Yeah.
messes them up in the second phase or messes them up in their early game.
Yeah.
I think that's the big possibility here for See You Soon.
It's going to be the Ling ban. Roger is going to be inbound for sure, as well as the Harith. I believe that Falcons AP Brand would love to get their hands on the Roger.
Yep.
That's indeed going to be the case. See You Soon will be securing their Terizla, known as a team that does not actually prioritize the Harith, but I think that if you're going up against a team like FCAP, you want to take it. It's Vexana plus Terizla. Again, the way that See You Soon is drafting, it's a shopping spree all the time. They just want to get what they want.
For me, looking at how Raw plays with the Vexana, it's an anti-engage tool, because we've seen time and time again when someone wants to hard engage onto someone like MP the King, Raw will have a triple man knockout with the Eternal Guard. So I feel like they're drafting in a way that MP the King can move around without worry.
Exactly. But just in this case, probably another assassin like Hayabusa, for example, Minotaur, as well as the Julian going to be picked up. So this confirms the Roger 2, the gold lane, or maybe actually Julian sometimes is played by few. So that is still a flex in a way. Immediately a carry for See You Soon.
Right now, my question is for See You Soon, if the Julian or the Roger goes into the jungle, either ways, both of these guys farm very, very fast. So I'm really looking at, like, if they want to pick up something like the Bane, I'm not so sure how fast the Bane actually clears the jungle. So maybe that's not the right answer. But with that being said, Falcons AP Brand, they can just ban out the assassins that farm very, very fast, like the Hayabusa, and maybe even consider the Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan and Hayabusa.
Nobody
For
banning
sure.
on the
That's
Kaja.
going to be the Kaja, which boxing plays really well. A good combo with a carry, too.
Yeah. And now we got to look at our game facts. Super Marco has the highest KDA in MSC 2024 with 20.67.
My God, are you kidding me?
KDA. This is the bulletproof Marco.
Oh,
Yeah, he's just, I mean, he's built diff, man.
In
He's,
MSC.
he's built diff.
Let me remind you guys, in MSC,
when 20?
20 KDA, man.
Kidding me?
In MSC, not local MPLs, MSC, man.
Are
That's different.
Oh,
That's a monster right there.
unbelievable.
And he's been a monster on the Roger. He's played it like 4 times. He's picked up the Moskov. We've also seen him on the Claude.
Yeah.
But this carry for See You Soon has been a very favorable pick for them too. You mentioned how they don't play the Harith as much. This has been actually one of their fallback picks.
Yeah.
And I think it works well with their play style. They pick this aggressive jungler who can kind of help out in the early game, give some time and wait for that big mid-game spike. We're coming into the second phase though. One more ban for FCAP.
Yeah, probably a Tigreal for FCAP if they do want to really just target Boxy the King, or maybe a Grok. This is still pretty good as a hero for See You Soon. So we can confirm that there are at least 2 heroes that Boxy the King can still pick up after this. There's still also the Cho, which also is really good in combination with the carry, because you have that penetration to get out of it. Bane still won't be let through. I believe that the best hero for See You Soon right now will be the Tigreal, because it answers most of the assassin junglers, but in this case, immediately a Hayabusa for See You Soon.
FCAP having the Minotaur early pick, they can't go for the Tigre for now, so makes the Hayabusa pick a little bit easier for them. But with that being said, Falcons CP Brand have 2 more picks
Aurora,
to potentially counter what they have.
Yeah, I'm liking the Aurora here for FCAP, and then they will secure the Barretts
EXP.
perhaps for Mr. Flap TZ.
Barrett's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
X-Borg
X-Borg is
also be an
great,
option,
actually.
especially because the frog armor
Right.
against the Hayabusa and everything.
You're-
Good escape, so that's another possibility. But that feels, I think they definitely need something, maybe a little more CC, but they
Arlot.
go for the Arlot.
Yeah, so that's the
simple,
CC.
simple, easy.
Yep. And for the Lilia.
Oh. So yesterday, Stormy used the Lilia, and looks like Falcons CP Brand, they want to show up their Lilia as well. But again, Theo is a legend, man, from season 1 of MPL Philippines up until now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure his Lilia is going to be causing trouble for See You Soon. And in fact, they actually have the tools necessary to go inside the jungle to prevent this Hayabusa from having free farm.
Indeed, going to be the Tigreal here for See You Soon, as predicted. Makes a lot of sense versus the composer, generally versus Assassin Juggler. So this is looking good for See You Soon too.
And it gives them some block to the possible invades coming from this Lilia. Big wombo combo composition from See You Soon here. I like it.
With that being said, See You Soon got a comfortable draft, but is it going to be enough to defeat Falcons CP Brand? With that being said, we're throwing it over to Mirko. So it's Naisu.
Thank you so much, panelists. Great lineups here to open the day for us once again here at the caster desk. It's me, Naisu, joined with Mirko. And man, we have a good match at hand for this best of 5, Mirko.
It's all about overwhelming the opponents with CC, it seems, for See You Soon, right? So much CC, so many ways to engage, so many ways to retaliate up against the aggression of Falcons AP Brand.
Well, this is going to be the battle of the skies once again between the Falcons AP Bren and the Cambodian Owls See You Soon to kick off our second day of the knockouts for the Wild for the mid-season cup and a battle for the semi-final spot. We jump to the land of Dawn, taking a look at, of course, how things are going to get situated here in the early game, of course. I like that we mentioned it's the Wombo combo setup, you know, coming from See You Soon. Already some early action kind of testing the waters here in the mid lane, but I think that's one thing we really have to take. Whoa, actually, Bra's getting poked really far down. FCAP wants to go ahead and put the pressure on this purple.
That's the power of the Lilia in the mid lane. It's basically almost auto prio every single time. You're able to shove the wave so easily, and especially here with the help of the Minotaur. Because of that, Kyle TZ picks up a free lethal, and he'll be a bit ahead of MP when it comes to the clear. But also, Felix. That's an Impure Rage, not the normal Brave Smite we're used to seeing on Terizla.
It's funny, you know, we've seen that like a couple times now where, and I feel like it's still debatable, but he gets enough, I feel like, sustain also just having the Festival of Blood. You know, Brave Smite, and Brave Smite is a little overkill for some, but you take the Impure Rage, that helps you kind of spam your abilities a little bit more too. You get some mana there, of course, to work around with. But I think biggest thing is also just talking about the matchup in the jungle. You know, you have this Hayabusa and MP the King, and he's been honestly probably one of the biggest contributors to See You Soon getting to this point. And he might become, you know, now going against this Julian pick like we've seen from Kyle TZ could be crucial. Already top lane.
Great prediction on the hatch chain. Gets Flap TZ a few resets on the Vengeance. Ra gets popped in very, very low. Force to flick around. Boxy now shoving himself in front, forcing Few to use the Purify. Felix going for it, but now gets knocked up. Vengeance reset for Flap TZ, and Kyle will just be able to walk in to pick up first blood. See You Soon. A bit of overextension up top.
Yeah, I guess like you know, it was more so like they thought they were going to be able to get that kill, but the rotation decision from Falcons AP Bren gave him the upper hand, and then I feel like they were just like, oh man, there's way too many here than we thought. So this is also going to be an objective now taken over here for Falcons AP Bren pretty easily at this early point of the game.
It was a free objective, a free kill as well up top. See You Soon. This is already very uncharacteristic. Usually they have a lot of prio in the mid lane, and that's why here, if you take a look at it, maybe that's why Boxy the King actually went for the Brave Smite instead of the Concussive Blast. You know, instead of actually trying to force a 50-50, a prio matchup in the mid lane, he's like, you know what? Okay, the Lilia's going to win anyways. Might as well go for additional sustain for some of these skirmishes later on. But Few on the Lilia, he really has a hold on these choke points, man.
Yeah, he does. And I think part of that, going back to with Boxy, is like, you obviously want to get your implosion set up. You want to be able to get the, you know, the CC there, because you also have a, you know, this time around of Vexana, and we've seen, honestly, teams haven't been prioritizing the Vexana pickup as much, I feel like, lately. So this is also nice to see this Vexana and also the Lilia pop up. We saw this yesterday. I think you mentioned it was like a 100% win rate, right, for the Lilia right now. And so that's part of the case is for See You Soon. You know, you want Boxy to live a little bit longer, Ra hopefully too, able to get the damage, but this all brings us back to also that gold lane matchup. Man, bulletproof Marco, Super Marco.
20 KD.
20 KDA, you know, at this point. And Sol obviously on the carry pick has to get time to build up here on this, you know, and you relying on the fact that, all right, I have very little range on this carry. So I'm going to be fighting against this kind of lineup from Falcons AP Bren where they actually have good setup potential as well. You can already see Thunderbelt being picked up here. By the way, I'll never forget the commercials for the Thunderbelt, man. You know, it's really good commercials for the new item. Composition. But Falcons AP Bren, they can fight back too. Look at this.
Another final slash, forcing the penalty zone out from Felix, trying to go away and flickers out to safety, but Few is still so healthy. Pops into black shoes. Flap TZ gets rid of him with a vengeance. Boxy trying to go for it. Has the implosion, just goes onto the minute towards MP, walks forward, goes to the shadow kill too, but Owen reads it, knocks him out with the Minuan's Fury. Straight into Few's damage. 5-0 Falcons AP Bren.
Yeah, the answer to deal with this Hayabusa just seems to be the setup. Look at this once again, STC replay here. That final slash with that Thunderbelt as well from Flap. Absolutely beautiful. Here as well.
The timing.
Yeah, the timing with the Minuan Fury knocking up MP the King. He has no chance to get back. You can see, hey, Flap, he's feeling pretty good.
I love you in a different language, you know?
Every time we see one of these players do that, that's what they're saying.
Yeah, I care for you.
I care for you.
You up, you know? I'm carry you, right?
Good luck next time.
Good luck next time. Yes.
Taking a look at the items here falling in place. Hunter Strike is going to be picked up for MP the King. You know, so he's at least got that first item locked in, but he's kind of falling behind. Look at the Genius Wand already here for Kyle TZ. And that actually works pretty well with the fact that, hey, Few, we already saw the damage that the Lilia can do. Now you have the Genius Wand working in that coordination with the Lilia pick. Oh, and then Ogwin gets the Flask of the Oasis already. So it gets increasingly more difficult for See You Soon at this point in the game to actually penetrate through that healing. Also, look at this. Despite being labeled the hyper-aggressive, See You Soon has yet to record a first blood in MSC 2024.
That's an interesting stat, despite the fact that, you know, See You Soon have been playing with the Banes, have been playing with a lot of the aggressive heroes in the jungle, too. You would expect them to go for a little bit more of this. Engages, pickoffs, but it's all been Kyle TZ and Flap TZ looking for these plays up top, a knockup into a vengeance. Felix not able to survive there.
Sorry, Felix wants to, you know, he wants to play. He's sorry, but he wants to play. He gets continuously knocked in the air here, and already Terizla, you know, 0-3. This is a very tough position to be in because of the fact that, once again, your job as the Terizla is to just set up hope.
Final slash flicker onto Ra. Now with the flicker as well, it's going to be Owen catching him. Flap TZ going to be caught in the implosion. Has Eternal Guard there, placed out by Ra, but it doesn't connect onto anyone. Boxy able to get himself back to safety, as in the bottom lane, it's just a little bit of these gold laners trying to find a better angle on each other. No kills on the board. A lot of resources burnt, though.
Yeah, this is, and this situation, now the third turtle's up. I don't know, man. See You Soon. I don't know if they want to fight this. Maybe just go for this steal, but it looks like they're just going to give it up. Sorry, Felix cannot go down again here. He's already quite gapped. He's only level 7. He's about to hit level 8, but Flap's level 10 and 4-0-2.
Yikes.
Feather of Heaven going to be picked up by Kyle TZ. At least Sol has just been, you know, farming up. He's been farming. Gold lane experience.
For sure. MP is also going to be able to pick up the Sky Piercer here in the 7th minute of the game. Boxy picks up the Radiant Armor. Definitely now understands the threat of not just the Lilia, but the shred coming down from the Julian. It's very, very deceiving, you know, that damage. You don't expect it, and then suddenly your HP bar just gets completely demolished, deleted. Super Marco sieging down in the bottom lane with the Roger. Seems like Boxy can't even walk up. He was going to be able to dish out some damage. Owen has the knockup. Good Eternal Guard with the Terrify to disengage from that skirmish. And for See You Soon, it's really all about getting the gold lane to a spot.
Pop off the damage because, like you mentioned, Mirko, the Julian is enough, even with that Genius Wand combination to come up and kind of shred these tankier heroes like this. Look at Boxy just trying to get into this bush, get some vision available, holding down the tier 1. Look at that.
You might have to flicker, you know, if this continues. Felix going to be displaced by the final slash. straight into the damage of the Vengeance. Now as MP the King walks forward with a quad shadow. Not enough first. It takes Felix down. The few tries to dive under the tier 1 and tier 2, sandwiching them in their own turret. And you can see the key here. That is going to be the thing that Falcons AP Red is looking for. Wow, already flickering out too. Just out of skill 1.
I like how they, after the team fight, you know, they're like, here, this is what you're playing for again. You know,
Shadow kill. There's no black shoes on Few, but they do still have the motivation roar. And for MP the King, he will still have that quad shadow to disengage. Still, this is a dominant game so far for Falcons AP Bren.
Yeah, very dominant. Also, great job. They actually got the tier 1 down after all that work. Hold on.
Boxy? Boxy popped in the implosion. There with the Terrify too, but there's no internal guard. Super Marco goes with the Lycan Pounce, baits out the flicker. Now no flicker on Boxy. Even when he gets that implosion, Falcons AP Brand, that's a Lord. Read it out so easily, and because of that, yeah, they're just gonna go straight to the Lord. This is Lord number 1, Falcons AP Brand. A perfect game so far. Not even a turret traded.
Yeah.
At all. I mean, now they do. They get a bottom lane turret, right, with the waves pushed in, but the fact that it took 9 minutes for one turret to be taken by See You Soon is concerning, Naisu.
It is, and you know, you really have to respect the way that Falcons AP Bren plays the macro game. Sometimes they're not after these kills, and they know it. They can actually just get some of these spells out, like we saw them do against Boxy, where he burned the flicker, he burned the implosion. That's a green light to go take the Lord. And so now they're going to find themselves trying to defend up here on the top. They should be able to do okay, but I'm worried. I'm actually worried about their clearing potential because of the lead that Falcons AP Bren has. We're talking, you know, 6,000 gold ahead. When this Lord does get to the base, they might just force the issue and force a situation where See You Soon's left with their backs against the wall, kind of like, all right, well, I guess we're going to have to fight this.
There's not much they can do right now except for play tower defense in their own base, because even Few can dive under the tier 2, utilizing waves that is all pushing in towards See You Soon. Just using the emotes, popping into holy defense, and now going to be attacking with another wave buildup in the mid lane too. Top lane with the Lord now. Flap TZ looking for an angle to go in as MP the King pops into quad shadow and the shadow kill. And you can see the poke, the Flap TZ able to find the final slash with the flicker. Boxy gonna get the implosion down, but the Minion's Fury catches them again. They're unable to go for the engage. Kyle goes and uses the way to crowd to escape. That's a stun on the Felix. No kills traded like a pounce by Super Marco as he dives deep in the base turret. MP can only just quad shadow back and forth. And for Falcons AP Brand, they are flying across the skies. These base turrets stand no chance. 2 base turrets with the first Lord.
Yeah, the first Lord. And you saw how masterfully that went for Falcons AP Bren, the way they juggled that turret, they initiated, and even at the cost of 1 life, I mean, they're going to get the base fully exposed here.
MP going to be mobilized. Doesn't catch him with the final slash. Flap TZ.
Couple hits away.
They're going to take a chill. They've taken 2 base turrets. That in itself is impressive.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know, looking at the items too, falling into place. Winter's Crown now here for Kyle TZ. Yes, and
that's also another one, Fu.
That's another one. The flap TZ gets it too. And, you know, with that, Boxy making a play.
Great pick, but it's only onto Flap. He can pop in the Vengeance now, and it's going to be the enhanced chain to knock him up. Another Vengeance in the final slash right into the Lycan Pounce. Now another mobility onto the backside. Flap TZ with a dive again under the base. What are they going to do? MP gets knocked up, and the prediction right into the quad shadow. What are they made of? Falcons AP Bren dominating, stomping, and now diving on Ra, forcing him back on the base.
They're going to juggle the base?
They're going to try to do it, man, but I don't think they can go for the kill. They don't even need to. They can just go straight for the base. That is wide open. 13-1, 12 minutes.
13-1 in the first game. The juggle, the masterful macro play from Falcons AP Bren.
Yikes.
And that's going to further up Super Marco, the bulletproof Marco KDA, man. He did not die in that game either.
I mean, only 1 guy died. They only died once. It's 13-1.
Oh, man, See You Soon. Wow. The lineup made sense. Wombo combo, but even with that, when you get outscaled, outplayed in the beginning of the game like that, I mean, even this Hayabusa pick from MP the King was not enough. It just tickled the frontliners of Falcons AP Bren. Great game here, very dominant from Falcons AP Bren. We're going to throw it over to the panelists to see what they have to say.
Thank you very much. And I got to say, it was almost a perfect game, but unfortunately, Few, the kid's idol, die at the end. But you know what? 13-1. We see Flap TZ exchanging words with See You Soon, but overall,
confirmation.
It wasn't a close game.
It wasn't. I gotta say though, this is a very good last 2 picks coming out from the entirety of Falcons AP Brand, especially because they went in for the Minotaur very early on, which I thought is one of those heroes that are decent versus assassins. I think in M5 it has been proven that Minotaur actually counters some of the assassins like Nolan and Joy from before, because you heal up your teammates
with the flash as well.
Exactly, with the flash, and then you can just not punish the assassins when they do go for that play, which Ogwen was able to do so many times in the game. However, I think the biggest problem that Season had to face was Few because of that Lilia pick. I believe it was genius. Yeah. Because Tiger Will, Minotaur, Grok, they hate playing against the Lilia. And the fact that you're forced to pick up the Tiger last, that's a masterful drafting.
No, I completely agree. Like, I feel like the Lilia really shaped the tempo of this matchup. Even Mirko said it himself, like, picking up the Lilia is almost always mid-prio. And I believe that Falcons AP Brand getting that mid-prio makes it so that See You Soon, MP the King doesn't get the farm. Raw doesn't get to rotate, so that they can't really play the game that they want to play.
Yeah. I understand why they had to go for the Tigreal, but at the same time, I think the Hayabusa picked 4th was probably the problem there for Season, because that kind of limited their options when it comes to dealing with the early game.
Yeah, Hayabusa didn't really have anyone he could majorly target, and because Raw was stuck at the mid lane, they couldn't go for any early game ganks, they couldn't really pull anything off, and then once Fuse started to scale, once they got a little bit of a lead, they were just getting zoned out completely.
Yeah, Rod did the most amount of damage, but I believe it's about poking Master Ogwen down. But again, I kind of feel like See You Soon after this first game, because again, we have to remember it is a best of 5. Yeah. They can still adjust, but if they're going to adjust, Wolf, in your opinion, what have they learned from game number 1?
Don't reveal the MP the King hero as soon as possible. I think the carry as well was far too early to be picked up. Or you already know though that you're going to be facing up against the Roger. I've always felt that carry versus Roger is very Roger-sided.
I agree.
Some people will argue that it is a 50-50. Well, that's because they're good. But but if I were to play it,
Soul is good. Soul is good. Okay,
exactly.
Soul is good.
That's why they picked it up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, yeah, they can argue, but then just one rotation, for example, you're gonna have some trouble. I think we saw in, I believe it was the first 2 minutes, or I think the 3rd minute, that Soul was already struggling in that lane versus the Roger. Super Marco was like half a level ahead of Soul.
And 1,300 gold difference as well, just from the gold lane.
Of the gold lane, which is, I think it's not Soul's problem. I think playing the carry versus Super Marco's Roger is not gonna bode well for you.
What do you think about it, Tranks?
I think Soul, nice who said it, Soul kind of had the gold lane experience. He never got ganked, he never got killed, but you need time on that hero, and falling behind 1,000 gold's even worse, and time was just clicking away very, very fast in that game. Soul never had the opportunity to come online, and his front line could never make a play because Few was just zoning them away. It was just a problem.
Yeah. I believe that Soul's Beatrix was amazing from when we saw it. I think that could have been the pickup. Yeah. At the same time, you don't reveal it very early. Like 3rd pick carry when going up against the Roger. It's kind of
I agree.
It's difficult to pull off.
I mean, I feel like the idea coming in for the carry was that they will have time, because I feel like what Ra and Boxy wants to do is actually to gank the goal lane to make sure that they have a lead against the bulletproof Marco. But the thing is, Few and Master Ogwen winning that hard in the mid stops everything. So personally for me, I feel like they have to make sure that the mid lane is capable of winning so that it can actually sustain well.
So do we think one of the answers, since Marco has always been the unkillable, right? The bulletproof Marco, do we think the answer is See You Soon hard ganks gold? Like, try to heavy focus, try to take down Marco early on if you can. But that means you have to get through Few. You have to make sure you're leaving Few behind and not holding down mid. You know, what do you sacrifice to get that?
No, I feel like the Kaja band was genius. Kaja carry and Boxy is so good on the Kaja. I feel like with the Kaja, maybe we'd have seen a different game. That's especially for me, because again, I feel like, although to be fair, with the Lilia pick anyways, the Kaja might be a non-factor.
Yeah, there was a play that that I recall coming out from Farflux, wherein they went in for assassin for TNZ, where there will be a time where mid lane, roam, and the EX plane will switch, right? So that they all can get level 4 before the turtle.
Yeah.
What TNZ did was to time that properly. When the roamer had to clear the mid lane, he went to the gold lane as the AA Mon and was able to get a kill even when he's just level 3, which then stopped the gold laner. So that play from yesterday, that could happen. If you're playing the assassins, maybe that's the time that you're looking for. Maybe, yeah, sure, you can go for the gold laners. It's not easily done, but there is a rotation for that.
I mean, honestly, looking at this matchup, the first game I thought would have been much closer. I mean, soon we'll have a video from MP the King. Perhaps that can give us a little bit of an insight about how he's feeling about this matchup in general. So if it's ready, let's play the video of MP the King.
Remake esports? Yeah, we're made to be stronger. Champions? I don't see them. The new king has arrived. Kayo na ang susunod.
Oh, that last shot though.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Over the Falcon's Nest?
Can I just say,
That was
like,
amazing. That's poetry.
MP the King looks like a very nice guy, but that video gives me like new villain arc vibes. Like, it's like, you know what? You guys have done enough. It's time for me to be the villain.
Yep.
And you know what? If this is his villain era, I'm all for it.
Yep.
The new king. I like
The
that.
new
The new king. MP
King is here.
The new king.
Wow.
I win hard.
Yeah, I just hope that the following games will not be as one-sided as the first game.
Agree.
Hopefully, they can reset. I think that they were doing what they were doing
Yes.
against Falcons and Fnatic in the group stages in game number 1 versus Falcons AP Red.
With that being said, let's check out our Sony MVP. And it's going to be Flapteezy on that Arlet. Talking about the engages Flapteezy has done. I still remember the
that one.
This is so good.
Woo! Beautifully done. The flicker as well. The timing was just so good because you know that if it's like 30 seconds before the turtle, you're kind of just setting up. Around 15 seconds before the turtle, you're not that kind of secure already. And you want to get into the place around the turtle pit, but Flapteezy timed that so well. Very early activation coming out from this X-Blade Arlet.
Yeah, I mean, it's bringing me back to M5 a bit. He's got probably one of the most like proactive Arlots I've seen a lot of players play. This is our first time seeing him actually played in MSC so far. I've been waiting for it. And his rotations, his pickoff, his displacements, I mean, he seems to always be there at the right time.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, looking at how Flapteezy plays, like, it seemed effortless. 12 KDA and 92% kill participation. I like what our caster said. When he gets this Arlet, when Kalteezy gets the Julian, it's like, okay, fine. I guess I don't get to play the game.
Yeah.
I go to the lane, I die.
Yeah.
I kill some minions, I die. Gee, thanks, guys.
Yeah. And I think that if you're looking at Fnatic Falcons AP Friends composition, there's a lot of combos that you can...
Look at this! Flapteezy's here!
There he is.
The MVP.
He's our only hope.
Our only hope.
Save us, Flapteezy. You're our only hope.
Flapteezy, your Arlet will save us.
Yeah, but with that being said, again, his Arlet is amazing. And the thing that makes it much more scarier is the fact that he doesn't need Arlet. I'm pretty sure he could push us to 80 unique hero picks with how much heroes that he can use in the EXP lane.
What are the heroes that we're expecting from the EXP? Maybe a Khalid, for example, we have not seen.
The Uranus was banned. Perhaps that might be one of the strats as well.
Yep. Esmeralda, maybe.
Esmeralda. I like the Khalid idea.
Yeah.
I've been talking about the Esmeralda for quite a long time now. Still surprised that it's not being picked up by any of the teams here.
Maybe in the grand finals.
Maybe in the grand finals.
But with that being said, there's only a few seconds left for See You Soon as well as Falcons AP Brand going into the drafting phase. See You Soon, judging by how fast they did their initial draft, I kind of feel like this is one of those drafts where you write on your napkin, on paper. It's like, okay, if it's open, pick it up. If it's open, pick it up. If it's open, pick it up. I feel like now, seeing what Falcon AP Brand brings to the table, they got to take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Use the 30-second timer as much as you want just to really think about, is this the order that you want it to be picked on? And are there any other options?
I think I think it's not just about the time as well. It's also the draft placement. And I believe that if you have been watching the panel since yesterday, I've always been very critical about these marksman picks, particularly the carry so far. 3 out of the 3 carry games that we've seen have lost since yesterday, the knockout stages. So I have reservations about that. Maybe if it was the last pick, it could have made a lot more sense since it will not be countered. The fact that they already know that it's the Roger that was picked up by FCAP anyways, they should have answered that with a different hero. So hoping for some changes here for See You Soon.
I think there's some possibilities. They are on the blue side this time. They do get the first pick. They can contest for things like the Roger, like the Ling. And I'm excited to see how FCAP wants to decide this because they seem very willing to always take the Roger up front. And I was wondering if maybe they would keep the Ling open for a trade, but they decide to ban it out. See You Soon takes out the Lu Yi. FCAP, do we think the Roger sticks through and See You Soon just picks it up immediately?
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe the only
Valentina?
outlier is a Valentina, like you said. If it will not be banned, because that means that the Faramis also is an instrumental pick for both teams. All right, so this is a problem for CSU. They banned Arlet, right? And what's gonna happen is FCAP will ban the Valentina, and they will now have access to the Faramis, which has always been banned. So Roger,
oh. So
okay,
Valentina open
different.
for See You Soon. Faramis also still open.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the way that Falcon says, See You Soon wants to play, like they want to protect MP the King.
Huh.
Actually, yeah, no, both heroes work well. But if it were me, I'll pick up the Valentina.
Hair's banned out as well, right?
No,
Hair's still open, so See You Soon. But we've only seen him pick the Harith one time. And you mentioned that it's something that they'd kind of want to stick away from, maybe. But I think at this point, it might be something they have to go for. They go for the Valentina instead, though.
Interesting. So they're willing to pin down See You Soon to this point where the Valentina will be picked up. And then maybe this is the time where they will pick the utility junglers. So Turtles and Harith, very natural pickups here coming out from Falcon's AP brand.
I think it's very scary because having the Harith as well as the Turizla, you're kind of already winning both lanes at this point. Because the thing is, just now, even on the Arlet, Flapteezy was doing well against the Turizla, and that's not a winning matchup for the Arlet. So now him having the innate winning matchup, it's going to be a scary game for See You Soon.
I think you go Moskov now if you're See You Soon.
Moskov
you don't
banned.
have a...
Moskov banned, there's not a lot of gold laners left. That's why I really wanted to see him pick up the Harith because pretty much most of the options.
there it
comes the
There we go. Shout out to Leo. Bane picked up.
Bane Edith very early, and I would understand why, because it has always been banned in second phase. It's going to be your MP, the King hero. Curious to see how the Saber Brand will pick it up.
The last time I saw the Bane, he's basically unkillable. After 2 items like the War Axe as well as the Thunderbelt, he's like, come at me. I can 1v3, I can 1v4.
Okay, Hayabusa immediately picked up by FCAP, already revealing their 3 lanes, jungle, gold, as well as the XP lane. It's gonna be the Kaja that is gonna be the ban for FCAP. Very natural. Okay, so you're looking at mid lane choices here for
Maybe ban
FCAP.
For now, we got to look at the weak link in See You Soon is Sarian Felix, because he always overextends and sometimes doesn't know his hero limits. This is coming from Falcon's AP brand, Flapteezy.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
second phase now. I think Minotaur could definitely be a decent ban for See You Soon here.
That's right.
It's a big problem. FCAP Ogwen's just able to use it so well, and I think See You Soon wants to get rid of some of that aggression. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah. What if See You Soon just picks up a Phoveus in this game,
That's spicy.
That's gonna be spicy. Great versus Harith.
I've seen a Phovia's full damage build, and yes, I can confirm it does well against Harif.
Yeah. High boost as well. You have a lot of gap closing against that hero. The Cho, very good ban coming off from F gap. And see you soon, like I said, Minotaur, perhaps.
Yeah, I would say Minotaur is pretty good ban.
Yeah.
Unless the Bane does well against the Minotaur. I haven't seen that interaction all that well. I don't know how much the healing does against the Crab Claw Cannon.
Yeah. Maybe because it's like Edith, the Panda Grok. What if F-Cup just picks up Lolita because it's... Ooh, Eve. Oh, Bane hates playing against that. I think if you're See You Soon, you might want to consider getting the Mathilda just so that you can kind of fix this problem for the for this Eve.
You know, I want to say this. I was talking to Jays a bit,
Yeah.
and he was mentioning that MP the King likes to play the Bane as a like mage build sometimes. He's one of the few Bane players that's really rocking that. So I'm excited to see how he brings, and that's more sustainability, more possibilities. And when Teresa wants to bring this big dive in, you have the way to push it back. They pick up the Yuzong, another popular pick for Sorry I'm Felix, and then Carry.
I'm mouthing
once again.
now. Carry against Eve again?
Yeah.
We already saw that yesterday.
It's a problem.
And there's the Lolita. I knew it.
Maybe Soul can prove you wrong. I mean, like,
Oh, man.
sometimes you just gotta trust your gut for this one, Wolf. Then
I hope I'm wrong, but that's a no for me.
here's the thing. I hope you're wrong too. Now the casters, what are you guys hoping for? Because I'm throwing it over to you guys.
Hey, you know what? I'm molding too.
Now it's you and me. And
Now
Wolf.
it's me and you and Wolf.
And Lavelle and Trax.
I think quite a few people, but
Oh, man.
we're going to have to see if there's a different factor here and maybe a reason why Soul is bringing the carry against, the Eve. There's a whole lot that can actually play against this carry, but we jump into here. Game number 2 in this best of 5. After a devastating game for See You Soon in game number 1, Falcons AP Brand will go ahead and just get started here. Fall into place 2, we can already see, right? It is going to be a whole lot of damage coming out from Kyle Teasy. And mind you, the last time he played at this Hayabusa, he was like 10-1 or something like that, something insane. So he's got the Warcry emblem, and he's going to be looking to set the pace here that MP the King couldn't do in the previous game. And yeah, going back to it, it is his villain arc right now, man.
It really is, right? I mean, we all watched the video earlier. We'll talk about that later, but, you know, something that I do want to talk about maybe for the carry pick is the fact that at least with the carry pick, it's an okay matchup against the Harith. Not in a way where you actually win, because Harith is basically almost an auto-win lane as well.
Yeah.
But the carry can actually dodge away from the Synchro Fission quite easily with her skill, with her dash. So maybe that's the reason Soul wants to go for this carry pick again. It's all about surviving in lane, and this time maybe he'll have a better time up against the Harith than the previous game when he was up against the Roger, which was very, very difficult. And I'm glad that we can talk a little bit more about the compositions here, because I think we have a lot to say about both compositions.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say the video, man. I thought we were going to bring it back
We'll
to the
save
video.
the video for later. Don't worry.
You know, because, like, even looking at the composition from See You Soon, now the Bane, you know, as we have a little technical break here, you know, have a break, have a Kit Kat, by the way, for all those watching if you've got them. But that's the thing. Bane, now in the hands of MP the King, can work out really well. But I feel like the hardest part about this is working against the multiple things against the deadliest catch even. You know, for the most part, you're playing, if you get set up by a penalty zone alone from Flap Teasy, and I think, if I recall, he did take Brave Smite this time around.
He did.
So he's going to be control that can play against, I feel like, deadliest catch. The damage could still be good, and I think Trex pointed out a good thing as well. He is one of the few guys that likes to build Mage Bane. You know, I'm not sure how his build's going to alter here this time around, but I think part of this really is just being able to actually find the right timing on your deadliest catch, because I don't know, man. It makes me worry because the Eve is now in play. If this was a different mage, I wouldn't worry so much.
Exactly.
But because real-world manipulation is there, they'll trap you in once your deadliest catch is done, or even if you use it first. So I just feel like there's a lot of kind of boxes that need to be checked here from See You Soon to actually win a team fight.
The thing is, right, I mean, on paper, I think before the Lolita pick, it all makes sense. You know, all right, we got the Bane, that's going to be great. You can use the Deadly Catch, the Crab Claw Cannon, you can use the Primal Wrath as well to deal as much damage as you can in the team fights. But then you have a Lolita. So now my big question is the Deadly Catch a projectile? Can you turn it around with the Bulwark and the
Do
Crab
they
Claw
jump
Cannon?
over?
Exactly, right? does Lolita use the Sharks against him? Or, I mean, for the Crab Claw cannon, I think we know for sure that gets bounced back, right? And also for the Primal Rat basic attacks and the carry. So those 3 picks, even without the deadly catch, is already kind of countered by the Guardian's Bulwark here for the Lolita. And on top of that, they have ways to lock you down. The penalty zone, and most importantly, the real-world manipulation. And I think for Few, we don't get to see Few on a carry pick often. You know, he's more of that utility for the team.
Yeah.
But now that he's on the Eve, expect him to just use the real-world manipulation as a carry. He'll use it probably last to try to catch everybody. I instantly think about how Aqua used it in MSC 2022. You know,
I remember.
Carry, yeah.
I remember that. I think I was on desk with you.
Ult to turn the team fight around, but I think it might not be a turn. It might just be a stomp.
Yeah. You know, again, and that's partly due to what we saw in game 1. I mean,
Exactly.
and when you're just going draft for draft here, like I said, there's a lot of things that CSUN has to do to be able to just handle 1 or 2 of these heroes with the lineup that they brought. I think part of that is, all right, you at least have a Valentina, you know, but most of the time you're probably just going to be taking, you know, the Eve for yourself, the real world manipulation for yourself.
Then the Haya's like, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, and then you're locked up there. So this is going to be, I feel like when you really look at this CSUN, as we jump back into the game here for game number 2, is how can they get the pace set early on? It's funny because going back to the fact too, this is an aggressive team that has not found a first blood yet. So with this lineup, it looks like they might want to go ahead and break that record right now. But so far for Falcons, AP Bren, they're spotting this one out.
Get up top, Felix gonna be able to get them damage on the flap. Teasy the deadly catch.
got it.
Chases him down. There you go.
They got it.
For the stats, first blood. The first blood ever for See You Soon at MSC.
There we go. And
You just
that's
have to curse it.
Yeah, that it works like that. So with that, they're actually going to be able to get this turtle too. So this is what I was saying, man. With the lineup they have, if they can get the momentum going early on, that's great. But also, they're spending a lot of time here. Oh,
Bottom lane, that's a solo kill, Soul.
it's a
That's
trade.
why he picks the carry.
He picks the carry, but he goes down in the exchange.
But he just solo killed Bulletproof Marco.
Hey, that's going to affect the KDA now, a bulletproof Marco. And, you know, maybe Soul was like, hey, this is why I locked in that carry. So he gets the kill there. But at the same time, you know, Super Marco gets one himself. And you can already see here, too, holding on to that real-world manipulation over here for Raw. A lot of attention here on that bottom side for See You Soon. If they can, you know, actually at this point, I feel like they can just leave Soul to his own.
Yeah.
The only thing Soul has to watch out for is when that flicker's not available because of the fact that Super Marco can play a little more aggressive, especially with now that he has that Zaman Force and playing around that. So really good start, I would say, for See You Soon this early on.
Let Soul solo. I agree. Felix now trying to run away. The penalty zone locks him down. Calteezy with the quad shadow 2 right into the shadow kill. The Petrify's still there, but Kyle has a few more quad shadows to use, and he will indeed utilize that to equalize on the board. It's 2-2.
Okay, taking a look at the items here. First items not locked in just yet. But I'm assuming, yeah, this is, we saw this, I believe it was Calteezy who did this before. He got the Skypiercer first on this Hayabusa, and that's what helped him snowball quickly. So for See You Soon, if they can figure out a way to stop that from happening, you know, keep Calteezy in his tracks. That's one of the big answers they have to have early game. They've already got good control of these objectives early on, but the thing is it's ultimately even across the board economy-wise, and those first item pickups will start to happen for each of the members here on par. Now for See You Soon, like I said, if they don't want to have an issue with the objective fighting, Calteezy again fighting Boxy.
With all those stacks, still Primal Wrath gonna be used up by Boxy. I think he expected Falcons AP Brent to collapse even more, but now with a big resource burnt out, Boxy, no ultimate. He's still posturing up. He still wants some smoke. Ra walks him forward, goes for the terrifying penalty zone, lock him down straight into the quad shadow. Now is Boxy gonna be taken low. The hammer swings as Cal steals it away. The deadly catch just to disengage, but Super Marco continues this in the back line. The Furious dive to catch Calteezy with that Petrify to find a trade on the board. The Felix will be taken down as well, and Super Marco gets the double. Meanwhile, Soul up top, picking up all of the turret gold.
Hey, that's great for Soul. Again, interesting exchange there. Sorry, Felix does get a kill, but then eventually goes down himself. It's a good thing he took out Calteezy. But this is part of the plan too. Give Soul that extra gold, but the same thing is now happening here on the bottom side. So that little advantage that they were able to get is diminished at this point. Also with Calteezy taking that turtle, Even it out. Looks like they want to make a play.
MP, deadly catch. Bursting Ogwin down. Boxy just zoning Super Marco so that no one can really help him. And it's actually Queen's Wings rush here for Flapteezy. I think that's his second item. Very quick. Soul goes back up top. Flapteezy is actually taking a whole lot of damage here. Soul might be looking for another solo kill. But Flapteezy is still a bit too tanky here. It's a Queen's Wings first item, not even Warax.
Yeah, not even Warax. Just wants that sustainability. I guess it works well with the Body of Smith passive, you know, for Trizla. And then, like we mentioned earlier, he has Brave Smite. So this looks like it's going to be a tier 1 down here for FCAP as they get that first turret of the game. Down on their side, they traded across map what we saw Siasoon do earlier. So now at this point, you see a transition here. And I guess we got our answer earlier too. The Bulwark is not going to go ahead and shoot the Deadliest Catch back to them. But
that's a no-no.
That's a no-no. And at this point too, for Falcons AP Bren, you know, controlling with a little bit of a lead, it's more so where do we find our pick-off potential? And that's usually on the whims of Flap right now. If he's got Flicker available, you can see the gold difference too. Fall into place here, of course. The biggest one, I mean, relatively even. Nothing too crazy, actually, between lane to lane here.
Boxy's taking a bit of damage now. Flapteezy again. This is why he goes Queen's Wings. He doesn't even need damage. Felix gets zoned away. Just made his on force. Forced to use the Black Dragon from Boxy. Pops in. The Primal Wrath, but gets deleted. Penalty zoned by Flap. And Be the King forced to use the Deadly Catch. Now chased down as the RWM comes down. Felix jumps in back again with the Purify. The Petrify finding 3, but the Purify is right there. Now Ra going to be caught in the Numenal Blast and the Shadow Kill. But he's still able to flicker out back to safety as Few just continues to walk them down. Not here, sir.
You're going to walk
there
to your
go.
base.
Yeah, getting walked down to the other side of the map as they pick up a free neutral objective.
You will not recall here. You're going to have to walk. And actually, so MP the King goes back up. That's turtle secured here now for Falcons AP. Bren, looks like they're going to start on this turret too. Boxy jumps in.
Kyle, that's a quad shadow. He has one more. The intrusive thoughts definitely getting to him there, but hey, he's able to make the right decision. Don't go in aggressive. They can just go for the purple buff, and they'll take it away. Now in the mid lane, still with the siege. Boxy's forced to use the Primal Wrath, and even Deadflap just jumps in under the turret, straight into Calty with the quad shadow. Boxy losing his life. The shadow kill. He was so much damage just to zone them in the back line as Super Marco pops the Zaman Force to take the tier 1 down.
They're doing so. Falcons AP Brand is doing such a good job at forcing that Primal's Wrath to be utilized or used first by Boxy, and then they follow through. Because again, when you look at the lineup, man, and the items that are falling into place for Falcons AP Bren, their power in team fighting is really showing the way they layer things on top of each other. The ultimates and even some of the skills. Super Marco, like we saw from Innocent yesterday, man, being very aggressive and upfront with this Harith pick. He's only died once in that exchange in the 1v1 against Soul earlier on. So I feel like now, as you get towards, you know, the next objective is this Lord, Siasoon has to be ready to unleash Soul. Earlier, we saw Ra take the real world manipulation. You know, the game, the Land of Dawn basically looked like a board game at that point. But that's something they can work around with. You have Ra with the real world manipulation. You have a Deadliest Catch. You kind of have to hope that, all right, we get Falcons AP Bren to use some of the ultimates that they have, withstand the shadow kill from Kyle Teasy, and then possibly be able to re-engage. That's, again, going back to the reference of it's a whole lot of boxes that Siasoon has to box off here, check off here.
It's really tough now, I feel, for Siasoon, right? Because really the proactivity is all on Falcons AP Bren, and they've been able to utilize it so well. Invading the jungles constantly, even for MP in a pick, with a pick like the Bait. You don't really need that much farm, you're still good anyways. But when the Hayabusa is 2 levels ahead,
2 levels.
now down to just 1, but when he's also 1,000 gold ahead on the Assassin, it gets really tough for you. He only has a War Axe, the Endless Battle. Like LaFell said, you know, he usually goes for the Thunderbell, but because maybe in the early game he needs a little bit more damage because the team is kind of lacking damage, he's forced to go for the Endless Battle, and even then you can see the poke from Few, from Flap, onto Boxy even more with the new glowing wand, man. It's just burning him down.
And that's what I'm saying. It's just, we're going to force you to use that Primal Wrath early on so you don't have it for the fight. And they just completely cut off Siasoon. And look at this. The bulwark that Flapteezy is alone on this Terizla. able to just kind of stand there and look down the eyes of Siasoon and trying to bait them into initiating, and they don't. So the Lord is already taken freely, and big power spikes coming in. A Holy Crystal for Super Marco, a BOD for Kyle Teasy. These are very big items picked up that already increase the power for Falcon AP Bren when they've been pretty dominant the last 3-4 minutes or so. So they're now going to work on the tier 2 here. MP the King makes his way, but they're just shoved out again, being poked down simply by few even.
I think if it wasn't for terrifying Flap, that would have been a force by Falcon's AP Bren. Maybe they would have been able to force out all of the flickers, maybe the Black Dragon form as well defensively. So good job for Ra. He was able to disengage from that skirmish that Falcon's AP Bren almost pushed on them. But the fact that they were able to take the Holy Defense down in the bottom lane without the Lord, and now they have another wave coming down. They're going to be able to bait out the Holy Defense from the mid lane too. And the second wave is coming down in the mid lane, so they might be able to do what they did in game number 1, Black Dragon form. Now by Felix, but he's going to get gunned down from the sky, so taken out right as he drops down. Boxy pops in Primal Rat penalty, so Flap catches them under the real world manipulation. Soul gets a double, but Few does it as well. And it's Flap on top of it. It's Soul, the Soul member of See You Soon, up against 3, the Flicker forward. Soul absolutely obliterated. This time, 11 minutes for Falcons AP Bren.
It looked like it would take a little bit longer, but Falcons AP Bren essentially finishes the game at same amount of time. And just, you knew there were some tanky members there from Siasoon, but man, even the Dragon form just getting blasted from this lineup of Falcons AP Bren, not able to withstand that first Lord push. And man, something has to be done here, Siasoon, if they really want to go after the Kings here, the Kings of the world. They got to do something. They got to go back to the drawing board and come up with a better plan, because this was not it. Aside from a couple more kills this game around, it's just still dominance from Falcons AP Bren.
Getting real scary, man. It's getting real scary for everybody in the same bracket as Falcons AP Bren, because they have looked absolutely perfect.
Nearly perfect here. Again, let's go ahead and throw it over to our analyst to break down the game number 2.
You know what, Mirko? Trust me when I say, we on the panel here, even though we're not playing, we're pretty scared ourselves. And honestly, looking at this game, a bit more shine for See You Soon. But again, it comes down to, number 1, Kyle Teasy's being amazing on this Hayabusa. This Eve is completely controlling See You Soon. And do we want to touch on the carry pick again?
Yeah. I'll leave that up with Wolf.
Yeah, you know what? Wolf's got that. But what do you guys think of this game?
I believe that Soul is, with all due fairness, I think it's really good. I think this was the game-winning clash, I would say, for F-Cup, where they actually just really reeled it in against See You Soon. There wasn't enough damage you've seen, and the fact that they have stopped the potential farm coming out from MP the King as well as Soul was also instrumental on how they won. And of course, this one, 10 minutes in, they're going to be setting up the box once again. And because of the fact that if you pop the real world manipulation first, you'll have so much of a launch pad for Ogwin to eventually pop the ultimate. In this case, it wasn't, but they don't need it because there's a lot of coverage already coming out from Few with the real world manipulation. I think it was genius. And I did say that the Lolita eventually will be picked up by Falcons AP Bren. I thought that should be the ban, but instead they banned the Grok, understandably so. And it felt like, yeah, that Lolita last pick coming out from F-Cup definitely was a problem for See You Soon.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned See You Soon needing to win out in drafts, and right now it feels like F-Cap is just completely controlling them.
Yeah.
Even coming in with the Eve pick, coming in with the Lolita pick, some more off-brand picks that are working so well together. Wolf likes to talk about teams controlling the box. Well, F-Cap had a literal death box here, and every time See You Soon was caught in it, it was over.
To be fair, the first 3 picks coming up from See You Soon makes a lot of sense to me. Edith is a flex as well. You have the Bane. But I did say that Bane, if you go back to Season 9, Season 10, they hate playing up against Eve all the time. That's why I really love this Eve pick coming up from F-Cap. The typical answer to that, though, so that you can mitigate it, is to pick up the Mathilda. And in season 8 of MPLPH, you remember it was Blacklist International went for the Master, the Bane plus Matilda, which is hella scary. I thought that could be a potential fix coming out from See You Soon, and then maybe a Claude actually. Claude works wonders against Eve. Maybe you're still susceptible from the Lolita, but at the same time, the carry just couldn't cut it.
I mean,
Anything but carry.
I feel like MP the King he's feeling claustrophobic because he needed space, but he did not receive any space. The moment he reveals the deadly catch, everyone just gets onto him. And then after that, what are you going to do as a Bane? So honestly, in this game, it does seem like Falcons and brand, it's not just the draft, it's in terms of the gameplay as well. They're making sure that they're shutting down all the win conditions that See You Soon has.
Yeah. The timing of their spells, the fact that they're controlling the mid so much, I think they're shutting down the mid lane rotations coming up from See You Soon. This is Edith plus the Valentina. It should be very fast. It should be very snappy. You go for the flicker plays with your Edith, and then you have the follow-up from the Valentina. But that didn't happen because Lolita was just defensive. This time, the Eve can safely just... It's like a Novaria, but... actually, it's just a Novaria at this point, but from up above, because you clear out the waves without you actually being in front of the waves, with like a Novaria.
Like you're putting yourself outside of the dangerous range, but
that's right.
I don't know, Trax, what else can they do? They even picked up the Bane and it didn't work out.
I don't know. It's definitely tough. And FCAP is bringing just this hyper aggressiveness to them. See You Soon is a little too split up sometimes, and FCAP immediately knows that they close in, kind of like with that fight down in the bot lane.
Yeah.
They were just a little late to show up, and then when they were, it was too late. I mean, I don't know. It's big diffs right now.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we got our Sony MVP. So let's check it out because it's going to be the bulletproof Super Marco. And again, dude, giving Super Marcos a hero like the Harif, we see him just like exploding anyone that's in front of him. Like at this point, what is he not good at?
You have to always assume
not good
that
at dying.
It's pretty bad at dying. That's for sure.
There was one solo kill coming out from. This was
game 1.
No, this was game 1 actually,
which also showed his dominance as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, for FCAP, they have this Harith. They have access to this Harith, and the carry is. I honestly I can say that it loses the lane.
Beatrix or something?
Yeah, a Beatrix. They can even pick up the Nathan at that point. But again, Lolita is a big threat, so it's probably why they didn't pick it up. But wasn't solved by the carry anyway. So yeah, there's like even probably a Clint would work versus the Ixia.
More range.
You need one more range. But carry, although some players will just argue that, I can actually win against Aerith. And that's usually what they say. Like, usually what gold laners will tell you is that, I can actually win against the Aerith. I will outplay it. 9 times out of 10, it won't.
Well, it's not like he's losing against Super Marco in lane. The problem is I don't think the carry's working out in the team fights, right? I mean, a lot of times him and Super Marco will both go 0 deaths. But then once it comes to these team fights, the carry has to get up close. And the way that FCAP's just bringing this tight formation, bringing things like the Eve, bringing things like the Lolita, carry is just essentially useless in those fights.
I agree. With that being said, this is going to be a little bit rough for See You Soon. With that, we're going to go for a short break, giving times for both teams to prepare. So we're going for a break. And now we're back. Falcons AB Brand going up against See You Soon. And unfortunately, we do have to say Falcons AB Brand is 2-0 over See You Soon. And so far, the two matches hasn't been close at all. This might be the very first sweep in a knockout stage.
I mean, so far, See You Soon started with 1 kill. Last game, they got to 6 kills. They're growing. They're doing better
so the
every
next one
time.
is 7?
12.
12?
I mean, well, the first one, they timed it by 6.
Yeah.
The second, so who knows? Maybe they'll go 36.
Gotta give credit where credit's due.
That's the right mindset.
Maths.
That's a great attitude, actually.
That's a great attitude. You know what? I love it. I love it. You know what? It's like
We got plenty of time
Yep.
to bring it to a game 4.
Yep.
go all 5 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you soon. Do it.
Oh man.
They have the formula. It's just like going up against the defending world champions is maybe it's a little bit too tall of an ask. I mean, like, it's good that Falcons AB Brand, they're making sure people understand their strength, because again, we saw the video earlier. It's like, we'll remind you guys why we are the world champions.
Exactly. And you can see some, I would say a good 30 seconds where we're looking at just MP the King is just cheering up people, his teammates. I think he also mentioned when I did an interview with him that one thing that they didn't have, because they didn't have the coaches, is the morale boost that they needed. And he had to kind of also do that too. Apart from the drafting, he also has to take care of his teammates, make sure that they can still fight in this particular game. Well, we'll see how it goes.
MP the GOAT, man.
MP the GOAT.
He does it all, and he's got to be the GOAT for this one if they want to match out the Falcons AB Brand. The first thing in my mind when we're looking at the draft here, which, by the way, Falcons AB Brand first pick, See You Soon. The second pick, Falcons AB Brand betting out the Fireman as well as the Valentina. See You Soon betting out the Louis as well as the Chip. The only thing that's in my head right now, don't get a draft that needs a lot of skill. You need something that gets online almost immediately.
Yeah.
I mean,
And maybe not a
definitely-
carry.
At this time, I think they definitely want to. With the Valentina being banned out, do you ban out the Roger? But Ling's open. FCAP just keeps on forcing them into these positions in the banning phase, man. And at this point, it might be leave the Ling and the Roger open. You know, do a throwaway ban here, take something else out.
Yeah. I don't want to give the Ling up. It's so difficult now. But then you have the Julian to answer that. I think that FCAP has just revealed that they do want to take the Ling first pick. They're daring See You Soon to ban it out. Otherwise, they will take Harith or Roger. Great picks overall. And even the Moskov is still available for FCAP if ever that happens.
They're going to go for the trade.
They're going to challenge it. They're going to challenge a possible Ling pick here. Unless Falcons AB Brand is like, you know what? We'll just grab the Roger. But do you really want to give MP the Ling?
Yeah,
Just
well,
giggles, you know.
Oh, did let
they did.
MP the King get the Ling?
No.
MP the Ling.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Falcons takes the Ling.
Kyle the Ling.
Soon
Yeah,
quickly
Kyle the
responds with the Roger and the Angela,
Oh.
just to deny it.
Okay, good deny. I love Angela pick here. And the Valentina being banned means that you don't have the necessary access to it.
Do you pick up a Terizla here?
Yep. Terizla. Yeah, they do love the Terizla. And then probably...
Yeah,
Ooh, of course, Harriet.
What about Ruby for See You Soon against the Ling?
Well, they pick up the Arlet. I would have recommended the Yu Zhong though, because they play it so well. Then this is a flex anyways. Arlet can be played the EXP as well as the...
What about Tigreal though?
Yep.
For See You Soon.
For sure.
I mean, if the Kaja was open, the Kaja would have been an amazing pick. But again, good foresight coming in from Falcons. AP Brian, the world champions, banning out the Kaja. So See You Soon. Are they looking at the mid? Eve gets banned out.
Then you ban Bane, right?
Should you?
Cap.
See You Soon, should you try to ban out the Farsa? Or do you feel like it's fine?
Yeah, I think you still ban the Farsa. Imagine there's the jumping with the Ling and then the Farsa ultimate to go with it. That's it's very scary.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like everything's scary right now. It's what do you...
That's
At this point, few can use a fighter in this carry.
Yep.
Beatrix mid, bro.
It's good. Okay, I believe that the Angela should be mid, and then you go, yeah, Tigreal. The Grok also makes a lot of sense. The Cho, they ban the Minotaur. See You Soon really wants to make. We'll definitely get damaged junglers now, either Roger or go for Julian eventually.
At this point, I want Falcons to be brand to ban out the carry. Just saying.
Just so.
Yeah, just letting you guys
good
know.
measure.
Yeah.
If this is a carry pick from See You Soon, I'm just gonna.
You're done?
I'm just done.
I'm done.
You know, I'm gonna get back to the hotel and then let Nice to take over here. I think Leo's free today, and I'm gonna call him like, hey Leo, just do it for me.
I mean, they could still go for that Yuzong pick and...
No, Yuzong bad.
Oh, Yuzong's banned.
Right, so the options, they're dwindling down.
What about X-Borg?
Edith.
Against the Riz? How does the...
I think it go Cho.
I like the Cho pick. I like the Cho pick. At least some kind of pick off, because Boxy the King is a pick off master. That's why his Kaja is feared. So let's hope he has a lot of practice on this show. And on the X-Borg pick, I feel like it's just slightly, like against Harif as well as Ling might not be a great shot here. But either ways, Arlen is gonna go EXP anyways.
So you need lockdown from FCAP here.
Vexana? Is that one of the heroes we're looking at here?
I would say Aurora for
Aurora,
FCAP.
yeah.
And then Edith, perhaps. So that you have, they go tag. They snatch it. Oh, well, don't need the Tiger anymore, but yeah. Aurora looks good for FCAP.
And then See You Soon closes out with a carry.
Or Beatrix. Or anything.
Vexana, okay.
Vexana Tigreal, very solid mid lane, very fast rotations, and you can definitely poke them out and engage quite a few fights. So now we got to look at See You Soon, and they pick up the Natan.
Okay.
Well, this time there is no Lolita, so there's hope.
Okay, let's go. See You Soon.
Let's go See You Soon.
No carry. They're going to win it.
Naisu, you don't have to worry. You don't have to replace Wolf. The carry was not picked. The draft has been done by Falcon and CP Brand as well. See You Soon. It's either a 3-0 or it's going to be a 2-1. With that being said, we're heading it over to the casters.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Again, welcome to the caster desk. Naisu and Mirko here. And you know what, Wolf, you can stay there a little bit longer. I'm sure you're going to be there for a while today. But yes, no carry pick this time around. And, honestly, it feels like this time, if Falcons AP Brand wants to do what they've done the previous 2 games by ending in 11.5 minutes, they could do it with this lineup as well. As we jump into the land of Dawn, it's match point here in this best of 5 between Falcons AP Brand and See You Soon. And also, yeah, we thought that maybe, MP the King would go ahead and get his hands on the Ling, but it's taken for Kyle Teasy here.
Yeah, the fact that they also kind of they were forced to put the Roger in the jungle, right? Because they needed MP to go for these carry picks as well. He needs to be the one dealing damage in the mid lane. Ra's doing a good job, and this is what the Cho provides for See You Soon. Outside of the, obviously pick-off heavy playstyle that See You Soon strives with, it's also the mid-prio that we've been talking a whole lot about. In the early game, I think it's very important for a team like See You Soon, a team that has been very, very aggressive, wants to go for ganks, wants to get the fast pace to get the early game mid-prio. But Other than that, though, the fact that MP was forcing the jungle on the Roger just made it so easy for Ogwen to go and lock in that Tigreal. Because now it's going to be an easy pick, and for Soul even, I like that it's not a carry. Don't get me wrong here. But also, when is he going to be online? Like, Falcons AP Bren, they have a very fast-paced early game composition, too. And if they get a lead with the first 2 turtles, I don't think we're going to get those full items on Natan. Not even a power spike, maybe.
Yeah. Natan needs a while, man. You know, and that's the thing. Like, if you're basing off the previous 2 games, 11 and a half minutes or so around that ballpark, you really got to hope that See You Soon extends this game further and hopefully...
See? This is what I was talking about. Soul up top on the Natan. Right on cue. How is he going to survive the kill pressure of a Harith plus a Ling? I mean, the Harith alone is just ridiculous. That's an auto-winning lane even against the carry. Now against the Natan.
Yep, and you know it's crazy because yesterday we saw and Wolf talked about this pretty extensively. I think he called it the Natan like bomb move, where he was able to just burst members down. But usually that was the 18+ minute mark. Strange here in the bottom.
Penalty zone onto Felix. He has the vengeance, goes in for it. Flicker is out. Flap TZ out of Boxy the King's range. He was definitely looking for that Way the Dragon, but it's a good neutral objective pick. At least for See You Soon, right? They're utilizing Falcons AP Bren's maneuvers up top to get more prio in towards the other side of the map. Boxy not able to go for the Way the Dragon. No one there to follow up.
Yeah, no one there. And, you know, going back to it, I think that's the thing. See You Soon, they can lock down some of the objectives and kind of withstand the assault that's going to come from Falcons AP Brand early on. That's great for them because really that's the play, especially when you have a Ling across from you. I mean, MP the King knows this very well. He knows how to go ahead and counterplay into this. And since, you know, because Kyle Teasy, the way he's going to be moving around, putting pressure with the Harith like we talked about, See You Soon's got to rely on pickoff potential that they have with Boxy the King. On the Cho here, okay, already forcing out Sorry on Felix. And part of that, too, is utilizing this Angela. The Angela and Roger can actually still be pretty devastating. You know, it can actually work really well together. I still am going to stand by the fact that I think, you know, I'd rather see the Angela in the roam, but because of the case that this is Boxy, it's better that he does play the Cho. It's a pick-off potential hero, and you can hopefully turn the tide here. Again, Boxy has been with See You Soon since the beginning. You know, he's a mainstay here. A lot of these guys have. Oh, Sorry on Felix.
Final flash flicker. Ogwen just flickers out. Boxy.
Okay.
You really didn't have to say his name.
Yeah,
you know?
I was going to say.
Curse Naisu. You've been here for a long time, too. You should know.
Mirka, it's
not
weird.
to do that, bro.
As soon as earlier, I was talking about Soul.
Exactly.
You know, saying that now Boxley. All right. Well, you know, that's the Thunderbelt picked up first for Sorry on Felix, like we saw Flap do in game 1. So maybe this will help. Again, it's also up to him using the final slashes and initiating some of these team fights once that flicker's available. But right now, it just seems pretty kind of nothing's going to happen too crazy at Boxy, though.
Way the Dragon. Shunpo. Good Shunpo out of the...
But now he doesn't have it.
But yeah, he doesn't have the Way the Dragon. Doesn't have the Shunpo. But he will be able to zone view and away. In the back line, gets terrified. No Eternal Guard, but the Explosion catches 2. That's the Eternal Guard and the penalty zone. MP the King forced back, trying to go for the Retribution. At least he can get that. No, Kyle takes it away from him. MP will be forced to run away back to his own jungle.
Oh, man. Again, a great utilization of Falcons AP Brent, taking information that, all right, Boxy used the flicker earlier, tried to get something to set off, and then they punish him. And I mean, look at the lane alone that's happening in the gold lane, right? Super Marco is just pushing as much as he can and putting pressure there. It leaves Soul like, all right, I got to rotate here in the mid lane.
Boxy getting a good kick onto Fuse, straight into Soul's damage, and Ra, he's the one who picks up the kill. It's probably the worst member to give the kill over to. Now it's going to be Kyle TZ who walks up forward, just relieving some of the pressure as Super Marco shoves up a full wave up top.
All right, taking a look at the items real quick here. Berserker's Fury already there for Kyle TZ, and then working on the next. War Axe 2 here for Flap, and on the other side, like I said, Thunderbelt's already locked in there. It's good that Raw has the Flask of the Oasis, helps a little bit more sustain through some of the initiations that's going to happen from Falcons AP Bren. I think main point, though, is yes, Boxy, his work is cut out from this game, because again, what's at stake here? Match point, your key as well. You don't want to see that get crushed this early on, so they have to kind of rely on everything falling into place with the lineup that they brought. And Angela so far has done great things for teams that have drafted her. But yeah, okay, MP the King's going to hold on to that purple buff at least. So still, you know, it's up to the whims of Boxy.
Good terrifying. Now with the Waves Dragon locking Ogwin down, but that's going to be an eternal guard into the implosion and a penalty zone too. The combo now as Felix jumps with vengeance and the final slash. The turnaround. Soul is free, hitting together with MP the King. And they're going to be able to finally find a favorable trade. But then, right as I say that, they get turrets on the bottom lane. Marco's cutting up top, so he should be able to get another 2.
That's a thing that they always do, right? There's a great team fight there for See You Soon, but they also lose something. With Falcons AP brand and a team like this, you're not always just going to come out unscathed. You're eventually going to lose something. It's kind of a give and take with them. And so with that, See You Soon able to get a couple wins there. Again, that was the power of the Angela as well. Good item pickups here. Boxy once again looking for his own setup with the Way of the Dragon. Turtle's going to start up. Starlium Scythe now also locked in for Soul.
Final slash on the flap TZ. Ogo with a shove back in the back line. Now Boxy finding the Way of the Dragon, but no one's there to follow it up. The implosion finds 3, and it's going to be traded back now. Soul is able to get the entropy back towards safety. But again, for Falcons AP Bren, they have found the favorable trade. That's 2 for 1 and a neutral objective. Just so clinical.
Yeah. And that's Flap's job, honestly. Like, anytime you have the Trizla, you know that you're innately tanky. You have Body of Smith, and he has the Brave Smite emblem as well. He's got the War Axe, like we mentioned. Fight for the purple, and it's taken. Oh, Kyle.
Oh, Kyle. Now just flying past people. 1,000 gold ahead already. Boxy's looking for a pick, but even then, right, he's really going to have to calculate a whole lot. If he goes on to Super Marco, there's a Purify. It's a bit tough to go on Few because he's always just next to Ogwen, and he can just try to look for an implosion. Marco again dodging away from the final slash, just with a little bit of a sidestep there. Pops into Zaman Force 2 and now clears up the wave.
Super Marco uses his Summon Force just, you know, anytime nearly
every time it's up.
He's just utilizing it to farm, to put pressure on these objectives, these turrets. Again, Boxy. Oh,
penalty zone straight into Soul. The entropy gets him up, but Kyle's finishes him off under the tier 2. One! Implosion onto 3, finding them all. The final slash gets them with a disengage, but now Felix is all alone, right with MP the King, who goes in forward to take Go Fish and takes him out. It looked good for a second, but then you remember it's Falcons AP Bren.
Oh, we're going to take a look at the STC replay here. Again, a great setup from Flap TZ under the turret, and then look for Ogwin as well.
Masterful.
What an implosion. Brings him back to the team. Still, again, the sustain coming out from this lineup with the Angela is great from See You Soon, but still, Super Marco jumps in again as soon as that he sees that opening with his Almond Force. You can see Flap here, of course, feeling pretty good about that. And, you know, that's the thing. It's the trading of ultimates that happens here for Falcons AP Bren, where, you know, one will initiate sometimes, most of the time it's Flap, and then Ogwin follows up. And the rest of the team, I mean, we're not even talking about the Eternal Guard. That knock-up that comes from that also plays a part in this whole game plan here. So already just, there's the endless battle now for Kyle Tease. He's got 3 items locked in already on this Ling. Very strong, 1,000 gold ahead of MP the King here. Now that Lord's up, though, this is the thing for See You Soon. They have to watch out for the initiation, just like we saw previously. Falcons AP Brand will go ahead and get set up here. Conceal going to be used just to possibly make a play on Soul. They get spotted out, though. So they're forcing them back. At least they get sights on these members from See You Soon. They're going to have to keep Raw there, kind of keeping the waves under control, though. And now this might be some form of a semblance of an actual Lord dance. The Holy Crystal is also picked up here for Super Marco. No team, though, want to commit to the Lord just yet, waiting for the waves to be managed here. But Boxy, can he make a play? He's been doing it time and time again so far. No flicker available for Sorry on Felix. So Lord's going to get pulled out. Boxy has the information. He's going to get spotted out now. There he is.
Terrified, shoved back and deleted. Boxy, flickers forward, unable to find that. Now Felix with the final slash, going to be displayed right now. His penalty zone locks him back in the back line. Super Marco, Zaman Force, Felix going to be dealt with by Calteezy and Ogwin. And again, it's Falcons AP Bren who utilize the chaos in their favor.
How? Again, with See You Soon, they lose 2 members plus the objective in the exchange for Falcons AP Bren, and now in a position where they're going to be marching in with this Lord here. Getting themselves 3,000-4,000 gold ahead. See You Soon on the defense. Looking at the items. You're still looking for that Holy Crystal for Soul. You know, he's been trying to farm as much as he could, but he's just behind right now, especially against Super Marco. We'll see if he's able to lock it in, and once that Holy Crystal does come online, will he be able to help with the defense here as they try to hold on to this tier 2 in the mid, but lanes pushing in, Lord on the top side. Siasoon's going to find themselves for a defense for possibly their lives here at the mid-season cup. Their lives and their key as well against Falcons AP Bren. As now they approach the base here. Lord still working on those minions top side, looking to pop these shields.
They already got one holy defense in the mid lane baited out. Still have a couple of waves crashing down into the base. Bottom lane dealing with the holy defense again as MP the King gets thrown there. Ogwen has the concealed soul, finds the holy crystal. That's actually pretty good timing. Boxy goes to the back line, finding Few with a way to drag it, but in the back line is going to be Ogwen who gets to lead it as well. Now Soul engaged upon Caltese on the top of the blades as that's Boxy getting deleted. Kyle will lose his life, and it's a good defense from Siasoon. Now chasing Super Marco down. He doesn't have the Zaman Force anymore, trying to run away as MP continues to chase with a Lycan form. Go with Lycan Pounce, finding the shutdown. MP the King with the chase again. Now with a Lycan form, looking for the Pounce. Few going to be taken down now by Ra. It's a wipeout for See You Soon.
See you soon. With their backs against the wall with a lead from Falcons AP Bren will extend further into the game, and MP the King now feeling it after that wipeout. Falcons AP Bren, it looks like, you know, maybe they were a little too overzealous pushing that one in. That was a mistake on their part, and a great play from Siasoon, finally able to stay in this game, and that might be enough now. Again, when we talk about the lineup they have to buy the time for Soul here on this Natan. MP the King, though, also just pretty much online, evens things out really well against Kyle Teasy. So now this kind of checks Falcons AP Bren, you know, and as we take a look at the items here, look at that already locked in. He's got that Feather of Heaven, he's got the Starlium Scythe, the Holy Crystal, and he's working on the next here. Could possibly also for some more penetration with the Divine Glaive if he goes that route. But hey, I think Falcons AP Bren, they're like, all right, we gotta be careful on the next push there. And this also pushed Siasoon in a good position for the next Lord.
It really does. And I was actually really impressed, right? The fact that Soul was still able to get the Holy Crystal at, I would say, a normal time. The fact that he got the Holy Crystal there before the defense started, before the full fight started, and now he already has the Blood Wings. So really, really fast items for Soul despite the early shutdown by Falcons AP Bren up top by Kyle Teasy as well.
Okay. Lord once again, and this is like, you know, the new version of the Lord dance that we're seeing a lot of these teams kind of go about. We'll start it up. Boxy, though. Good
terrified final slash 3-man. Ogun finds the implosion right now. That's going to be Soul free hitting in the back line, but Kyle finds the Temple of the Blaze, knocks Soul up, finds a double. Now it's going to be Felix dealt with. Kyle's looking for the triple kill, and he will not be able to find it. Felix able to use the Vengeance one more time, and the good lockdown as MP the King also takes him out of the back. That's a triple kill now locked in by Cal Teasy, but MP is hungry for more. Few getting ran down by MP. MP the King, now MP the Lycan as he scratches Few down. It's a triple kill for MP.
Oh man, MP the King. We're gonna take a look at the SCC replay again. Initiation started here, and look at the layering from Falcons AP Bren. Kyle Teasy will find Soul, and that's a huge part, but they don't have an answer for the healing and sustainability coming out with Raw and MP the King. Literally taking this series and saying, you know, we're gonna put this on our shoulders and go through it. Can they continue to do that? Kyle, though, is he going to be able to seal this?
He has a way to drag it. He will be able to find it. Caltese locked down MP with the Lord. Tempest plays the great escape. Soul takes him out with the entropy forward.
The shifts have shifted. As now Siasoon is now in the driver's seat for this game with this Lord coming up here. Again, looking at the items. Ra also picking up the Holy Crystal. He already had the fleeting time. And this is difficult now for Falcons AP Bren. And Malefic Roar going to be locked in for Kyle Teasy here. And once again, it's more so the fact of Falcons AP Bren being like, all right, we got to respect this timing, this power spike of this lineup. Divine Glaive also locked in for Soul. This is the moments where you see these Natans really pop off. Lord going to go ahead and charge in. And now Siasoon, first time of the series, going to be approaching the base.
Look at the entropy now by Soul, taking the turret down in the bottom lane, all alone, dealing so much damage. Boxy finding Few with the way of the dragon right into the final slash, and Few will just be taken out by Soul. Boxy losing immortality, Super Marco getting rid of him now as he jumps into his Zaman Force, Felix Vengeance. Not able to find more just yet. But the hard guard is on him. Ogwin finds a big implosion straight into the penalty zone. Now bringing MP the King back into Calteezy. Top of the blade, Soul not able to survive. Again, Falcons AP Bren find the play. It's a good synchro vision to cancel out the final slash. Felix with the flicker out. But Marco finds the triple. Falcons AP Bren have wiped See You Soon out.
And with that wipeout, they're just going to run it down amid. A couple seconds here left for Boxy, but I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time.
All alone on the Joe, his signature pick. Falcons AP Bren looking for the end. Boxy the King going to be knocked up now with us a Zaman Force 2. See You Soon were made to be stronger, but they are up against the strongest.
And the Falcons will decisively ground the Owls. The reigning champions of the world will defeat the one who once conquered the Sky Kings, and will be sending them out of the knockout stage here. Falcons AP Bren, man. Just when you thought See You Soon would be able to switch things around, they were in the base. But that last team fight miscalculated from See You Soon, taking things a little bit too far. Thought they had the power spikes they needed, the items they needed to go toe-to-toe in the team fight. But Falcons AP Brand waited. They waited for that hard guard to be done. They waited to reinitiate, and they layered again the ultimates they brought to this table with this composition and won that team fight to change the course of this game and get them that sweep.
Again, a phenomenal performance by Falcons AP Bren. It was another game that looked like it was over from the start, but then See You Soon somehow, some way, they were able to defend. They were still able to get Soul on those item power spikes, MP the King on those item power spikes, which is very, very impressive still. But in the end, Falcons AP Bren, with their composure, with their cold nature, they just stayed patient and waited for a mistake, waited for a hole to be exploited.
Yeah, that's the discipline of these world champions here on the route to try to get the MSC title as well. But that's going to be it for us here on the caster desk for this match one. It's me, Naisu, and Mirko. We're going to throw it over to the stage to go ahead and hear from the teams here, and of course our hosts. Let's go ahead and throw it over to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our first sweep of the knockout stage for the mid-season cup here at the Esports World Cup, Falcons AP Bren take down Team See You Soon.
Congratulations, we're here with Super Marco. Ang lupit, ang galing. Now, you were, out of all, amongst all the players for MSC 2024, you had the highest KDA in the group stage at 20.67. Are you finding this easy? How are you finding this campaign so far? You make it look so easy.
Sanay na po kasi ako sa mag-play safe, kaya ganun yung KDA ko po.
He's used to playing safe. That's why his KDA is so high. But this entire competition so far, how are you finding it? Unblemished record. Nadalian ka ba?
Medyo madali po.
Oh yeah? He's saying he's finding it easy right now.
I mean, well, he's finding it very easy, but my next question to you won't be. Going to the semifinals, you will be facing Team Liquid Echo. And knowing how the finals went last time in MPLPH for Season 13, how do you feel going into that next series? Do you think you can get revenge on Liquid Echo?
Sobrang exciting kasi ibang AP Bren na yung mga kalaban nila eh.
He finds it really exciting because they'll be going up against a different AP brand, different level of AP brand. And now, because of your win today, you will now receive your opponent's key. See, please come forward and hand over your golden key. The winner for this match will receive this key and crush this later on.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the result of our knockout stage. That is the result of every single best of 5. You only have one chance to prove yourself. You only have one chance to defend your key. And Falcons AP Bren managed to do exactly that as they took down See You Soon in our first 3-0.
Now, what do you have to say to your next opponent and to the fans of the Hive?
Sa Team Liquid, good luck sa atin. Kahit sino na makapasok sa atin, basta Philippines. Shoutout sa mga mga sumuporta sa amin dito sa venue, tapos sa mga nagkasuporta sa amin sa mga fans sa online.
He's wishing Liquid Echo good luck, and it doesn't matter who makes it as long as it's Philippines. And to all the fans, he's thanking everyone for all their support. Congratulations once again, and show the key to everyone. Congratulations.
Congratulations once again, Super Marco. Thank you very much for joining us. And now we're going to head on over to our studio to break down the last series and tell us exactly how we just managed to witness our first 3-0 of the knockout stage. Boys and girls, take it away.
Let me just say, this was the best game of this entire match. Because Season almost had it, but when they threw, the entire studio, not just the English side, everyone's like, no, this can't be happening.
The fact that there's a lot of like good initiation from both teams, and there were so many team fights that happened in this game, so many shutdowns. In fact, that's how it got prolonged. However, it kind of felt like FCAP really had the control of the tempo for the entirety of the game. I think for the first 15 minutes, we're completely controlling it. But then there will be some plays. Defense coming up from CU Soon is going to be pretty solid. Fortunately, their offense wasn't as good as their turret push is not as good as their turret defense.
No, it's
Control that Lord Piss.
It's just at the end, man. MB the King was 1v5, man. 1v5ing.
This was it right here. where
Yeah, this was start.
He gets the heart guard, freezes up real quick, and then just starts popping off. And at this moment, it felt reminiscent of group stage. MP King had the game in his hands.
Look at the acquisition as well. It's going to be... he actually utilizes the Lycan bounce or the jump, the tumble, every time that he knows that he can land the shot. But Boxy overheating at this moment. Really good stuff that they catch few. But this actually went badly for CU Soon afterwards.
They could have stopped there.
Master Ogwen, man, catching two.
Oh, man.
My heart broke when I saw that. Like, I was actually rooting for CU Soon, but Falcons AB Brand is just too good.
There weren't any stacks for Soul as well. He got one hit delete by the...
and Calcizi as well.
In that particular play, you saw how big the damage was coming out from the Harith. And there wasn't any way that Soul will be able to survive that, already utilizing the entropy. And he didn't have enough passive stacks to kind of shut down Harith as well. You're right, Trex. They could have stopped.
They could have stopped.
After the kill.
And there's the discipline. And I think sometimes when you start to get that comeback, you start to get some momentum, it feeds you just a little bit too much. And instead of pulling back after breaking the inhibitor, they go in an Ogwin from mid to late there. He was just landing those implosions, and all it took was one, and GG's well played.
Trikes, what were we talking about? So you soon get number one kill?
Yeah, 1 kill plus 6 kills is 16 kills.
Right.
If they would have won, it would have been glorious, but...
I'm pretty sure 1 + 6 is 7?
1.
Not in my
6,
country.
16.
Not in our country.
I mean...
Yeah, not in the Philippines, bro.
I mean, I'm not an analyst. I'm a host, so I'm just guessing here.
We
but
know.
Super Marco, man, 77,000 damage dealt. Someone's got to stop this guy. And to be fair, it looked like the guy that's gonna stop him is MP the King, but looks like the King ain't enough.
Crown is heavy.
The crown is very heavy, but not for Falcons CP brand though.
That's because they have wings.
Okay,
Right.
Falcons CP brand, are they Falcons or are they bees?
They're Balkans. Yeah.
You know, I'll take that one.
They're beacons.
Did you know that bees dance to communicate?
I do actually. I do.
Oh, so Manjin is a bee.
Yeah, that's why he dances so much.
Speaking of dances, looking at the dances that Falcons CP brand did this one, and the final tango coming in from Master Ogwen catching two.
Yeah.
That's game decider. That's like GG's. Like the moment MP the King dies, like, you know what? What else can you do? This is a jungler Roger, no purify.
Yep. That's right. That's one thing that you always have to think about when you are playing the jungle Roger. That you don't want to overheat because you can be punished. I believe that the condition for CU Soon is to always fight outside of their base, outside of the base of Falcons, I would say. And yeah, hindsight is 2020, but man, I think they should have just backed out afterwards. It's very clear at that moment.
Close.
It's decisions that make and end games, though, and that's what we see. We've seen it with many teams here, and that's been the big difference maker between
right.
the greatest, the mid tier, and the lowest tier. Right? It's how many mistakes can you make in a game, and what will cost you it.
Looks like in this game, he just took one. I mean, I'm sure there's more mistakes, but that one mistake felt like 2 million.
500,
200K USD.
200,000.
Yeah,
200K
200,000.
USD. That's
200K USD.
That's a lot.
Mistake.
That's a very expensive mistake. And
Yeah.
again,
God, when you put it like that,
bulletproof Super Marco, man. Like this lineup is stacked, right? You got the idol of the kids few. You got bulletproof Super Marco.
That's right.
You got
Master
Master Ogwen.
Yep.
And honestly,
Yep.
at this point, Kyle as well. He needs his name up there. Like he's the TZ air, but at this point, I feel like it's his own name at this point.
You watch a lot of Game of Thrones, people.
yeah.
Yeah. How about you? You don't?
Nah.
Yeah, Cal TZ is like the heir to the throne of the TZ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last
like
first
that.
of his name.
First of his name. Because Carl
Father of
TZ was
Dragons, father of Falcons.
Father of Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah.
He now holds the he is the wielder of the blade of the TZ title. You know.
Okay.
Yep. So that's that's how we
It's not
painted it.
Carl. It's Kyle.
Yeah, because Carl left his house and went to another house.
Oh.
So the heir to the throne is now Kyle TZ.
The show you guys are
Houses
referencing
have
to
split
sounds
apart. Exactly.
amazing. The show you
what
guys
happens?
What
The
happened?
house gets split. That happens.
Yeah, that's right.
With that being said, still, we got to talk about how Falcons AP Brand, the only team so far in the knockout stage, managing to end their match with a sweep. Even though it looked close, Yisun almost got game number 3. Falcons AP Brand was able to close it down. So I feel like the conversation around Falcons AP Brand is not surprising to say that they're probably the favorites to win it all, because even TLPH, Team Liquid Echo, look like there are times when they struggle a little bit. And I believe we talked about this yesterday, Wolf, where even before today, I was like, I think Falcons AP Brand is going to take it all.
You did say that. I think that any team from the Philippines could have taken it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
But it's very true. I think Falcons AP Brand, they're very far away from their performance during MPLPH season 13. In fact, their performance now in the MSC during the group stage and now first round of knockouts is very reminiscent of their dominance in M5, right? Because they're picking up all these heroes. Flap DC is going crazy. Once again, they're very confident. Bulletproof Marco is still bulletproof, and we've seen a lot of glimpses of their M5 dominance here.
Speaking of dominance, again, we saw in game number 3, a lot of plays were being made. So, Wolf, with the assistance of Bob, can you show us what happened in the game?
Oh yeah.
Wait, who's Bob?
Yeah,
It's
this is
illustrated.
Bob.
That's Bob.
Yep.
Does it stand for something? Bionicle order.
Yeah. In a
No,
way.
it's just Bob.
It's just Bob.
It's just
But
Bob.
With all due fairness, let's actually zoom into this part of the defense coming up from See You Soon, because I feel like FCAP actually made the right decision, and I think that when you look at Phil, he's always gonna be doing the smartest thing in the world, which is in this case zone out the members of See You Soon first. So he pops the Eternal Guard, but then the most important play is going to be what Soul did here. So you may not be able to notice it properly, but basically Soul essentially utilized the interference
Of the second skill,
Yeah, that's the push, right?
that's the Rasengan.
Yes. So he pushed Ogwen so that Ogwen wasn't able to actually land the good angle for the implosion or for any knockup or anything, or maybe even a pushback. And that meant that now Falcons AP Brand were in a big disadvantage. And now it was just up to MP the King to clean up. And that is, by the way, a very good dodge coming out from Mr. MP the King. You can see it once again. Look at that. He actually utilized the Lycan Pounce to dodge one of the spells of the Harriet so that they eventually will be able to snowball, even dodging that spell again coming out from Q. So we rewind it back so that he will not be slowed. Look at that. He went around it. Yep. And Trex is gonna demonstrate that in person for all of you guys.
Wait, what?
Later on. So essentially,
We have a lot of time.
We have a lot of time, yeah. So that is one of the plays coming out from See You Soon. I'm sure that you guys were looking for a play coming out from Falcon Safety Brand. There's plenty. We got time to explain that. For now, I kind of want to celebrate the team See You Soon because with all due fairness, it looked like it was a game that they could have won.
With that being said, we got to check out our Sony MVP of the game. And guess what? It's going to be the bulletproof Super Marco. And again, like, someone's got to stop this guy.
Someone.
Someone. And again, like, their journey, they have more teams to face. It's going to be TLPH after this. I don't know if they're able to stop Super Marco because we heard in the interview where he said, I don't know, for now it seems easy.
He did say that.
He says that MSC for now is pretty easy.
Mario's translation was actually on point. Like, Super Marco did not even try mincing his words. He just literally said that it looked easy for him. Well, he also said that it's mainly because he's used to this playstyle where he's just playing safe. By the way, good chain of events coming out from Falcon Safety Brand, but they were able to punish the Ling this time with the usage of the hard card. I believe that Falcon Safety Brand might have been shocked for the power of the Flask and the Favor at around the 8-minute mark, and they did not calculate that properly. Eventually, it will be another set of team fights where MP the King, once again, it's going to be looking for good angles, good usage of the light compounds, resets, and obviously the target acquisition in this regard. But then, Ogwen is going to make the $200,000 play.
Most expensive play overall.
Wow.
Entire tournament.
I wonder if the members of Falcon Safety Brand are, maybe just a little bit of coffee, just a little bit of maybe a jersey perhaps can throw it in there because they already have like millions of pesos already like in the bag,
With that being said, we got to look at Super Marco, 7.5 KDA, 75% kill participation. And again, Super Marco, he can use, like, I would say Harif, even though with the Holy Crystal is a huge power spike, I kind of feel like Harif is one of those heroes. 2 items is enough for you to brawl, for you to skirmish. But again, Super Marco just finds ways to farm very, very fast. Speaking of that, with the Bargain Hunter, of course he's going to reach his items fast.
And that's all he has to do, right? And he gets involved.
And now we got Master Ogwen here at the studio, where first of all, congratulations for your win against See You Soon. How you feel after the match?
I feel good. And
Feel good?
Yeah, and we secured our semifinal spot.
Securing the semifinal spot, securing at least 200,000 US dollars. So that's a lot of money already for Falcons AP brand. But Ogwen, I do have to ask, game number 3, it looked like MP the King on the Roger almost won the game for See You Soon, but you made that one play, that 200,000 US dollar play. How was it that you were able to catch MP the King?
First of all, it's Roger Jungle, so he doesn't have a Purify. And I think they're pretty confident on their push. So I just punished them of what they done.
So it's more on them making the mistake, and then you're just like, well, you don't have a Purify. Guess what? Implosion all day, baby.
You crush their confidence.
Oh, that's, He's just basically yes and yes. As simple as that.
I mean, honestly, Super Marco did say so far MSC has been pretty easy so far. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like MSC so far has been easy for you guys?
I think the hardest part is coming, so we are prepared.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, with your performance, I believe, like talking to everyone around, when we're having lunch, dinner, etc., a lot of people are having confidence that Falcon AP brand will be the one to win it all. Now, the very simple question is, you guys were able to get 3-0 against See You Soon. In terms of revenge, do you actually want to go all 5 games against Team Liquid Echo, or do you want to crush them 3-0 as well?
I think, of behalf of Flap, I think we want to crush them in 3-0.
On behalf of Flap. Okay. I do have a question. We're speaking.
Oh, look at it, Tigreal.
Oh, yeah. His Tigreal. All right. So I do have a question for Ogwen.
Okay.
And when you talk about like conversations during lunch and dinner, I actually had a conversation with some of the members of AP Brand, and they say that you are kind of Falcons AP Brand are kind of superstitious, right? And they feel like having a kid or a new child in the
Yeah,
team.
a baby.
A baby basically is lucky. And Ogun, you recently just he had more, right? So do you think that's a lucky charm for you?
I think it's a new motivation for me.
Oh,
And
okay.
to win it all for my
Yeah.
for my boy.
Yeah, for your boy.
Boy.
How old? Weeks old, right?
I think 2 weeks old.
See?
Oh, so do you recommend other players to have babies as well?
No.
All right. With that being said, we got to look at the STC predictions. Let's see what you guys thought who was going to win. So, and it looks like 82% went for Falcons AP brand, 18% goes for See You Soon. And looks like you guys are all correct. What do you think, Ogwen, after seeing the results of people's predictions?
I think it's quite accurate.
I think there should have been more for you guys.
Nah,
That's good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Good
I gotta
enough,
ask
good
as well because we're seeing your hero here, the Tigreal. Talk about the Tigreal pick. Was it you're the one that suggested to take the Tigreal, or was it the coaching staff?
I think it's KLTC's suggestion. It's a Roger Jungle, so I think I have a pretty easy catch if ever we have a clash.
I do have to say, because right now, in terms of unique hero picks, we have like 77 unique heroes used. We're still waiting to break that 80 unique heroes. So I do have to ask, going up against CLPH and possibly going to the grand finals, there's more opportunities for you guys to show amazing heroes. Is there any kind of hero that you would like to use, but the team hasn't let you use yet?
We have more heroes, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't showed yet in the playoffs, so playoff stage. So we're just hoping that it fits.
There you go. You guys heard it here first. Hanabi Rome might be might be there because her ult can set up a very big team fight, kind of like a Minotaur, like a Tigreal. So Hanabi Roma, watch out for that.
Kind of like
Do you guys have
Carmelo.
questions as well?
How do you feel about the meta right now? Like, we've had big changes. Utilities jungle still kind of viable, but with a lot more assassins, Do you think the team's adapted to it very well? Do you enjoy it? What are your thoughts on it right now?
I think we have the upper hand right now because KLTC's mainly use assassins. So I think we're pretty much have the advantage here in the meta.
Yeah, honestly, looking at the performance, I would agree. Right? In terms of comfort, it looks like you guys are very much comfortable. Now, we have some clips of Ogwen's plays, and maybe we can ask what was going through your mind when you guys are making these plays. So this is the one up top. What went wrong when it comes to engaging on to See You Soon, but they were able to come back for this one? Oh, wait, no. Oh, this was the first game. Yeah, talk us through the first game.
Yeah.
How was it for you guys going up against See You Soon?
I think the first game is really they get countered in our composition, and I think we have the
first game was
better
Lilia.
composition against See You Soon.
Do you feel like at any point have you guys lost the draft against You Soon?
I think game 3 is pretty close.
Game 3 is pretty close. Yeah. Now, Wolf personally didn't like the carry pick for game 1 and game 2. Do you feel like the carry pick was okay for See You Soon in game 1 and game 2?
We read their draft.
Yeah.
Because if you have Kari in the team, you must ban Kaja.
All right.
It's a
Combo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the carry in general? Do you think it will work? No?
I think Kari in some games. I think if you use utility jungle.
Yeah, utility jungle. I feel like you need more of that box to surround you so she can be safe, right?
I mean, I don't know. Looking at the meta right now, especially how Falcons CB Brand is playing it, personally for me, with Kyle using all of this damage-dealing junglers, perhaps carry is not really the right pick. Now, while you're still here, I want to pick your brain a little bit. Upcoming next is going to be Homeboys going up against NIP Flash. Now, yesterday, Sanji said it's going to go 5 games over to Fireflux. He was half correct. It did go 5 games, but it went over to Slangway Giants. So for you, you've been playing with the teams. You've seen how they play. Who do you think is going to win this, and what's the score going to be?
I think it's 3-1 favor of Homeboys.
Ooh. Why do you
didn't
think
just say
is?
that for LaFell?
Oh, yeah. Don't mind Lafel. Just,
Yeah, you can tell us what you
It's
think.
okay. Whatever you think. Yeah.
I think 3-2.
3-2.
Oh, okay.
Homeboy still. Or no, NFP Flash?
Either.
Either.
Hey, come on.
okay.
Homeboys is their friend, okay? Homeboys is their friend. And with that being said, I do want to say thank you very much, Master Ogwen. Now, you can look into the camera and share, like, say whatever you want to say to all the fans watching.
Thank you so much for the fans that watching us. Tsaka especially doon sa nasa bahay lang dyan nanonood, tsaka sa girlfriend ko, tsaka sa mama ng girlfriend ko. Maraming salamat po.
Yeah. No, I think they're just like, I mean, just shout outs to his girlfriend and his girlfriend's mother. And to everyone, and most especially those who are just watching at home, the supporting Falcons AP brand.
All right, there we go. Thank you very much to Master Ogo. And again, you guys saw that was an amazing matchup between Falcons AP brand going up against See You Soon. See You Soon was pretty close in game number 3, but again was unable to close out the game. Falcons AP brand will proceed to the brackets where they'll be facing up against Team Liquid Echo. And again, sooner or later, it is going to be a matchup between NIP Flash going up against Homeboys. But before that, for you guys at home, make sure you guys capture moments like a pro with the 6-axis hybrid gimbal stabilized equipped camera. Asus ROG is the official gaming phone of MSC 2024, so make sure you guys grab it quick. And again, honestly, for this matchup, it was pretty one-sided. I was going into today thinking that we'll go all 5 games. But for you guys at home, something that I want to know as well, your opinion matters. Scan the QR code for the broadcast feedback survey and let us know your thoughts. What else do you guys want to see throughout this entire MSC? Because here's the thing, we're very close towards the grand finals because tomorrow's going to be another game. The day after that's going to be another game. And then the grand finals will be up as well. The Dr. Sulaiman Al Habib upcoming showdown is going to be between NIP Flash going up against Homeboys. And again, listening to what Master Ogwen had to say, could go 3-1, could go 3-2. And after some convincing from the analysts, we have no idea who he said is going to win. Did he actually say who's going to win?
He did say Homeboys.
Said Homeboys first.
Yeah, but then we noticed that he was just looking at you. He looks really terrified. It's like,
maybe because I called him Master.
What?
Master Ogwen?
Master.
yeah.
I've been saying that the entire time.
I don't know.
I understand. I mean, I think, he did, to answer your question, he did say Homeboys. But like you said, he may or may not have done that just because you're here.
And we're all
here's the thing. Here's the thing. As a host, I don't usually get a lot of love, so whenever I receive it, you know what? I really appreciate it. But with that being said, thank you very much, analysts, Trex, as well as Wolf. We're going for a short break before we start our next series. So make sure you guys don't go anywhere. We will be back right after this.
Thunderbound. Every few seconds, the next basic attack will deal additional true damage based on hybrid defense to the target and surrounding units. Hitting enemy heroes will permanently increase hybrid defense. Piercer. Dealing damage to a low HP enemy hero, execute the target immediately, and each kill increases the execution threshold. Winter Crown. It now features adaptive attributes that apply to all heroes, and its active skill grants immunity to all damage and effects for a short duration. Malefic Gun. Increases basic attack range to kite the enemies more easily.
Okay.
We are here back at MSC 2024 for a special segment where we get to know the players a little bit better and also ask them some interesting questions to see what they decide to choose. Today, we're going to play a little bit of a game to keep things interesting. We're going to ask them certain questions, and it's up to you guys to be able to decide which player this relates to the most. Today, we have Knit Flash in the building. You've seen them dominate all the way out in Singapore and now here in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh for MSC 2024. And congratulations on making it into the knockout phase. Yeah. I have Lozy and also Hades, the roam and the jungler for Knit Flash. You guys ready to play?
Of course, man. Anytime.
All right. It's going to get intense.
It's going to get intense.
So the first question on the board is, who on your team would go a week without showering? See, I'm really curious to see if they pick the same answer. That's going to be the secret to it. But we'll have to see who they decide. 1 week without showering. Be really tough out here in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. It's very, very hot. All right, guys. So they have their answers. You guys, I'm going to count to 3, and you'll show it. I wonder if it's going to be the same answer. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and see. Oh! So you picked Hades.
Hades, yeah, man.
See, he picked Curteasy. So Hades, is that true?
No.
Oh, not true.
That's why he's lying. I'm writing the truth, man. He doesn't want to admit.
Okay, question number 2. You guys ready?
Yep.
Who on your team is most likely to end up on a news headline?
On the news headline. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Let's go for bad thing.
Bad thing. Bad thing. Who's gonna? Bad thing. Oh, shit,
Who's
man.
the troublemaker?
Who's the troublemaker?
Look up at the news and what name do you expect to see from your team? See, I'm really interested to see this one. I want to see which player this is. They didn't pick the same answer last time, but we'll see. So on 3, we'll go ahead and showcase to the world who would end up on a news headline. 1, 2, 3. Let us see.
Vanix.
Oh,
there's no way.
Vanix. Oh my gosh.
Bad thing,
Yeah, bro.
And Lolsey, you
I'll
picked
write
yourself.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, so you're the troublemaker.
I think I'm the troublemaker in the team. They're all pretty nice kids. I look like the worst. So I picked myself, yeah.
Well, at least you're honest.
I'm
you
honest,
know?
man.
So I mean, that'd probably be on the good news if you're being
maybe.
honest, you know? So speaking of honesty, next question on the board, who is most likely to fart in a full elevator?
Oh my god. This simple answer.
Oh, he already had the answer ready to
this
go.
Too simple, man.
This must have happened.
If he doesn't get the same answer as me, I'm going to slap him, man. On TV, on live. Man.
It sounds like this must have happened recently.
I think so, man.
You think so? Maybe on the way down here, right?
Too many times, man.
Too many times.
This is too common, man. This is too common of a question. Yeah, all right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and see those answers. 1, 2, 3. Oh, guilty as charged.
Guilty is charged.
This is why you're on the news headline.
Yeah, this is why. This is why.
Wow.
Always doing the bad things.
Several times.
For the first time, we have some telepathy, right?
Yeah, this is the first time you guys are agreeing.
Yeah, I admitted it myself.
All right. You guys ready for the next question?
All right.
Who is most likely to flame their own teammate?
Flame their own
Flame.
Ooh, they got to think about this one.
Okay.
Which one of your teammates would be most likely
Okay, I got
to
it,
flame
man.
the rest? Oh, he already has it.
I have
See,
it.
he's quick with the answers. Lolsey.
It's fast.
Yeah, Hades got to think about it a little bit.
He's still doing his jungle, you know. I'm really prepared to engage. He's still farming.
Well, speaking of engaging, let's go ahead and see those answers. 1, 2, 3, and here we go.
8.
Oh, Vanix. But you picked
picked
yourself.
myself.
Big stuff. But
Oh.
I would say that his is more of a friendly banter. Yeah, but maybe his one is the more serious one.
More
But
serious.
he's more likely to flame us. Vanix.
Well, I'd definitely like to get an exclusive behind the scenes of a flame session and see how that goes with Nip Flash. Speaking of Nip Flash, guys, we're running out of questions. We only got 2 more to go.
2 more, all right, man.
Are y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, so who is most likely to be late on your team?
Late. There's no way we pick different. Most likely.
I hope we have the same
See, now they don't want to choose themselves. You got to think about this one, huh? You show up to practice. Who's the one that shows up late?
Ooh.
He's thinking.
It's between. I'll write 2, man. I'll write 2.
Oh,
I'll write
2. Okay, so we got a couple.
I write to also.
I'll write 2 also. Then for sure, if we both have not even one same, it's over. We're no longer teammates.
I'm curious to see if you both have the same answers.
all right.
Since you both are picking 2 players. Y'all ready?
Ooh, never mind.
He's about to end up writing the whole entire
let's
team.
go like this. Let's
in a
go.
matter of seconds. Okay, so let's see those answers in 1, 2, 3. Oh
my god. Okay, at least you have one same.
So Diablo is the similarity between both of you, huh?
similarity,
So we'll give it to Diablo.
Give it to
Since
Diablo,
both of
give it
you
to
picked Diablo. All right, guys, one more question,
Last one, that'll be ending
Last
with a
one.
bang, man.
but the best one.
Yeah, for the best one.
Are you ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
All right, who is most likely to give the best advice for Nip Flash?
Best advice.
Advice. In what way, man? In what sense?
Best advice in terms of
Life or
Life.
game? Life.
Let's do
Life?
both. Let's do life first.
Life first.
Now,
Okay,
how about
life
the
first.
first name you write is life, and the second one you write is game?
Okay, game. Life first, then
Life first, then
Life
game,
on top, game on bottom. Yep, only one name for each.
Easy.
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 Then Flash, you gotta love him. I love the
Done.
energy. Oh, he's done.
I'm done also.
All right, you're done as well. All right, guys. Final question of the day for Nip Flash. Let's go ahead and see those answers on 1, 2, 3. Oh, Losey and Curtsy. Oh, you picked Losey as well.
Of course.
Oh,
Because
so
he's the
for
oldest
life,
in the team.
I guess I know who to talk to.
You know what? Yeah, man.
But weren't you the one on the headlines for the bad news?
Bad news, good news, everything, man.
Everything.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master of none. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nip Flash, guys, thank you so much for
you
taking
so
your time
much.
today to answer these questions, and good luck in the knockout phase.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You're still watching the Mid-Season Cup 2024 at the Esports World Cup with me, LaFell, our analyst, Wolf as well as Strikes. As you guys can see, we have a special guest, Anti-Mage, all the way from Indonesia. So, Anti-Mage, how are you, man?
I'm fine. I'm good.
You're good? How was the flight coming here?
It was roughly around 7 hours, I think.
Really? Oh, actually, that's much faster than I thought, because for me, it was like 10 hours. What about you, Trex? How long was your flight?
Looking at a strong 19.
19.
Good, strong 19. That's still nothing compared to the sea travel, though, and everything.
Well, you know what? Either ways, first of all, Anti-Mage, thank you very much for being here. And I do have to ask, like, one of the first questions, because we've seen MSC this time, much different meta than what we've been seeing in MPL, MY, ID, and PH in the previous patch. So, Anti-Mage, what do you think about the new patch for MSC?
I think it's good because Assassins is a lot of team use Assassin right now, right? So yeah, I think the meta is more better now.
Honestly, our analysts as well, we've seen a lot of games. How do you guys feel about the new patch update?
Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot because we've seen a lot of differences now. I mean, how long have we been under the utility jungler meta? Like, it's a bit like what?
1 year and a plus, 1 year plus.
Yeah,
4 pretty much, and all.
Yeah.
it's pretty much it. So I think I'm very happy about the change, the meta game. What I don't like though is the Lord Dance though. Maybe that's a little bit of change up because I always love that kind of strategic way of approaching the Lord Dance. But hey, I mean, if it means that we're gonna get a lot of like team fights, a lot of killing, yeah, that's okay for me.
For me, I enjoyed the meta. I enjoyed that it still feels like some utility jungles are possible. It feels like the pools overall have grown. The only thing I don't like is how fast some of the games are now. I feel like we haven't had a single game go like 28 minutes. You know,
It's very rare.
Where you're on the edge of your seat, and that's something I kind of miss.
Now, Anti-Mage, I'm sorry to ask you this question, but right now we have a new landscape of competitive MLBB. This is like, I can't remember the last time we don't see an Indonesian team going to the knockouts or playoffs. So from your standpoint, because you've been playing for a very long time, how does it feel that Indonesia is not here in the knockout stage for MSC?
First of all, I feel very sad, but I think we will come back stronger in next M series, M6 in Malaysia. And I think the reason why Indonesia is not here right now, it's because they're not very adaptive in this meta. And they play like best of 2, right?
Yeah.
So, and Indonesia is not very good at best of 1 or best of 2. Yeah.
So actually, I want to ask about that because Indonesia, again, a very strong region.
Yeah.
Like you said, very strong best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. So what's the big difference between best of 1 and best of 2 compared to the other format?
I think the stronger team is better playing in best of 3. Best of 5, best of 7, and I think Indonesia. I think they got surprised in the group stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
And honestly, like we've seen surprises because of this best of 2 where we're talking about it. It's very brutal. Like Wolf, you were talking about how losing a best of 2 feels like losing 2 full series.
Yeah, especially if it's just like there are 4 teams only in a group, right? And then you get the top 2. It's like if you lose 2-0, it kind of feels like you already lost. It's like you only have one last life. It's like going to the lower bracket, like directly. That you have to win back-to-back matches, like what See You Soon did, for example. Fireflux also did that. So that's really what I feel about like losing a best of 2.
And it was even tougher because if you get the 1-1, you don't get a point.
Exactly.
You just null. So let's say you're -2 and then you go 1-1, you still stay at -2.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a very brutal
Yeah.
group stage.
Honestly, we got to talk about the Lord Dance as well because we have Anti-Mage. She's been playing the game for a long time competitively as well. And Wolf, you touch on the Lord Dance. Now, I have some stats here. Looking at the fastest game time is between Liquid Echo going up against Twisted Minds. It was 10 minutes, 50 seconds. At most, it was just one Lord spawn. Longest game is KBG going up against Xeno Zenith. It's 26 minutes and 28 seconds. So that's a pretty long game. And I can't remember how many Lords were there at that time. Now, the average game time, at least for wildcards, it's 16 minutes. So at most, we'll see 1 or 2 Lords. So for Anti-Mage, playing the game right now, what do you think about the Lord Dance? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Is it risky or it's still safe to do the Lord Dance?
I think the Lord Dance right now is more hard than before, and I think the hero that have more AOE or burst damage is better. Like for example, in XP right now, Terizla is very strong and need to be in the first pick, Terizla. So I think the Lord Dance right now is more variative also.
Yeah, honestly, like I have to agree with that because in the MSC, a lot of teams are picking up the Terizla. Even we see Terizla getting banned out in the first phase. So, Anti-Mage, you play in the EXP as well. Personally for you, even in ranked games, what do you think is the top 3 EXP laners right now? Like you said, Terizla. Is there other 2 picks that we have to be careful of?
I think Terizla, Yuzong, and Xbox because those 3 is very good at war, you know.
Yeah.
And at the Lord Dance, they're very good.
Yeah, and honestly, talking about the Lord Dance as well, in terms of control, Liquid Echo has 90% Lord control. Falcons Heavy Brand, 78.5, and SRG, 78.2, which I guess they are the favorites in this matchup. But again, over 70% of all 3 teams, that's amazing, Trex.
Yeah, I think it just goes to show. Yeah. And a lot of teams, we've seen it with some of the previous teams that either didn't make it this far or fell a little bit short. They have a lot of trouble around that Lord Pit. They have a lot of trouble. Even, I mean, just objectives overall, it's just difficult. And I think one of the reasons why, one of the big changes, one of the reasons why we're seeing so much damage on teams in terms of jungle and gold is because the goal is kind of get the team away from the Lord and then rush it down as fast as possible. You know, you don't want to sit around that Lord too long. You don't want to sit there. You need to try to make sure you're able to either get a couple kills and rush it, or we've seen a couple, tricky plays where they're able to push them back and rush it. I mean, it's about trying to get it in fast.
And also, you want to team fight around the Lord and set the Lord like a trap, right? It's like you poke it and then it gets out a little bit, and then you put it like 50% or maybe even 1/4, like 25% HP, almost near the retry threshold. And then teams are now lured into like team fighting. They want to rush into hitting the Lord, and then you can punish them afterwards. So it's like I mean, teams like Team Liquid, for example, Fnatic Onyx during their dominant games, they use the Lord as a trap.
And honestly, right now, I want to talk about the hero picks as well because this meta is not what I thought because we got to talk about the top 3 underperforming heroes. Ooh, weirdly enough, number 1 is actually Harif. 23 picks, but only 30% win rate. So, Anti-Mage, like, what do you think about that? Harif has been like top pick and ban throughout, but this time only 30% win rate.
Yeah, because I think in this MSC meta, Assassin's been picking up, right? And a hero like Beatrix, he can win against Harith in
the lane.
Yeah, in the lane. So no, not in the lane. I mean, when dealing damage.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I think like this meta is not very good for Harith because a lot of burst damage hero. And a lot of damage hero, I mean like Marksman and Assassin. So Harith cannot tank the damage. So I think in this meta, Harith is not as good as in the groups before the MSC.
Yeah, honestly, looking at all the team fights, I think he got it right because we see Harith dying much faster now compared to before. Now, this is also a weird thing because I agree with Anti-Mage that Yuzong is one of the stronger heroes in the EXP lane. So far, only picked 12 times. Other times, it's either banned or ignored, but having 33% win rate. So I got to ask Anti-Mage, like, going up against a Yuzong, is there a strategy where when you're fighting against Yuzong, like how do you do in lane or how do you do in the Lord fight, in team fights? Yeah.
Yeah, in team fight is usually you just bait the
Black Dragon form.
Yeah, the alt is very simple. I think from before, way before when you fight against Yuzong, you can just bait his ulti like that.
And then kite him.
Yeah, you kiting until the Yuzong ultimate is done, then you can go in team fight. It's always been like that.
Yeah, I feel
simple for him.
It's very simple. And the thing is, it's true. Like we've seen, like honestly, even Sanford. I think Sanford knows that people want to bait his Black Dragon form, so he just use it anyways. Just secure the turtle, secure the Lord, and then that's it. Because everyone knows when the Black Dragon form is up, you don't fight against it. Are you guys curious about the third pick? Because I'm actually very surprised this hero picked 14 times, but only 35% win rate.
Ooh, is this Roger?
Actually, no, it's not Roger.
Oh.
It's the Vexana.
Oh, okay.
I did not thought Vexana had that kind of win rate. I thought Vexana had like 50% kind of win rate. So what do you think about Vexana, NTMH?
I think Vexana is also strong before, but this meta, I think Farsha is better, you know, because Grok and Cho is buff, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of roamer is using Cho right now also. So I think Cho and Vexana is not a good combo also.
Oh,
yeah, I think.
What do you guys think about the top 3 underperforming heroes?
Yeah.
Harith, Yuzong, as well as Vexana.
Harith, I think the reason why it is not performing as well because some teams, will just first pick it and they don't have a plan for it and then they get countered. I think if you look at some of the players that use it, like if you're looking at where Marco and Innocent, you're gonna think, okay, this hero is very, very strong. But then if it's played by other teams because they're not that prepared for it, they kind of struggle, even if they first pick a Harith. I'm surprised about the Vexana, but at the same time, because there's a lot of assassins now, Vexana is not the easiest one to utilize actually during in that regard,
And the Farza with the wings by wings, you have more escapability. And I think a lot of these mages, even the Lu Yi, we saw Fireflux able to counter. We've seen a few teams actually give it up. I think some of the more immobile mages are starting that were very powerful before, having a little bit of difficulty because of the things like the Lings, the Rogers, the people who can close the distance. We saw the Roger last game just dance around all of Vexana's skills. I think with the Yuzong as well, though, and the Harith, there's a pretty big deficit between some of the S-tier teams, some of the top 4, we could say, and the rest of the bunch, right? The rest of the rascals, man. And I think we just saw it. We saw from AP Brand, man, they can throw together some compositions and make it work, man. We've seen it, I feel like, all the way since group stage. We've seen some of those top teams, man. They don't need a Harith. Man, they don't need a Roger all the time. They don't need a Lu Yi. They're able to just pull through and, so I think as we get to these final 4, I think we'll see the Yuzong start to do better. I think we'll see the Harith start to do a bit better.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Now, NTMH, looking at MSC, I think we have to ask it for everyone, right? Out of all the teams performing, which team got your eye as well as which player? Because the teams, sure, TLPH as well as Falcons AP Brand is looking pretty strong, but very interesting to see what you think about the players. Which player do you think is going to be the star player of MSC?
For me, TLPH and Brand is a strong contender, and most likely they will win. But I think SRG have a chance, to be able to compete with those 2 Philippine teams. And I think I got my eyes on Sekis. Sekis, because in SRG, he's playing Assassin and his mechanic is very good. So it's kind of like seeing Kyrie back in M3 and M4 for me.
No, honestly, the thing is, I agree. Sakai's absolutely amazing player, but we have a clip of Carl Teasy playing around the Lord, and this is going to be one of his opponents, so let's check the clip out. And honestly, this is one of those cases where I feel like looking at the Philippine teams, the way they control the Lord is honestly very, very crazy. And something about Carl, man, he always secures the Lord. I don't know how he does it.
This game hurt watching. He stole so many objectives from Dax. Dax just felt like he could not do a single thing in this game. Even here, they have kind of control over the pit. And Carl Teasy is able to come in.
The previous clip, Carl Teasy actually didn't have the ultimate, so that's equally even more amazing that he was able to land that. And now, I think he's gonna be able to.
He will.
He will.
Look at the entire Ethiopia. They're not showing the map. Like JP's not showing. Sanji only is showing. Then he timed it perfectly with that knock up, and then he's gonna heavy spin again. It's just beautiful Mobile Legends, man.
Honestly, I have to ask Anti-Mage. Like, usually when we see the opponent stealing the Lord, we will always blame our jungler. But as a professional player, is there anyone else that you should blame when the opponent is able to steal the Lord?
I think it's not about blaming the team. I think it's about how we face the Lord Dance. Because in the Lord Dance, the jungle have the retry, right?
Yeah.
But the offlaner needs to be able to like zoning the enemy.
Yeah.
The roamer needs to be able to secure the bushes.
Yeah.
So I think it's everyone. You cannot blame the jungle because he missed the retry.
Yeah.
I
No, I totally agree, because looking at that clip, it looks like they were all taking care of the bush.
Yeah.
They tried to zone away, but unfortunately the zoning was unsuccessful.
They have the Gacha ultimate there, which they could have immediately utilized, because you can see Akai was just showing himself.
Yeah.
There, so that they could have the damage. They have the mine advantage anyways. So there were. I do agree with the ultimate. I think it was the overall team effort that needs to be blamed here, and not just Dax.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're telling me I can't be in the YouTube chat blaming the jungler?
Nah.
I'm not allowed to. Really?
Honestly, for me,
Unfortunately, no.
I'm the kind of guy that if, for example, the jungle missed the retry, I would blame either the roam or the EXP
Or the other team.
or their team, because like for example, like I know teams like Homeboys, they have this set role, right? It's either Zorn chasing away the jungler, or it's going to be Sapat chasing away the jungler. Speaking of which, that's where I want to transition our talk for this one, because after this, it's going to be NIP Flash going up against Homeboys. Before we even talk about this matchup, I want to ask Anti-Mage, what's your opinion seeing now Singapore with this all-star team? Like, we haven't seen Singapore performing this well for a very long time. The same as Malaysia. It's been such a long time since we've seen two Malaysian teams go to the knockout or playoff stage. So what do you think about these two regions?
First of all, I think Singapore going into the playoff and strong like this, I think it's very surprising for me, because I think Malaysia and Singapore before is very competitive in MLBB, right? And their standard is almost the same. But throughout the years, I think Malaysia is going up more than the Singapore. But today I see Singapore play very good MLBB.
Yeah. Now, looking at this matchup, Homeboys going up against NIP Flash, who do you think that we have to look out for? Because I was able to have an interview with Zorn, and Zorn said NIP Flash won't be able to stop him from invading the jungle.
Yeah, I think for NIP, I think the star is, we all know it is Diablo, right? Because his hero is very unpredictable.
Yeah.
He's playing Min Sitar, Benedetta damage, Papito damage, and his play style is like I kill you and I die, it's okay. It's like the marksman die and I die, you know?
Yeah. If I die,
that kind of that kind of play style. But I think Homeboys and NIP, I think I'll favor Homeboys.
You favor Homeboys, but while we're on that, I actually have to ask, like, what's your opinion between two styles of EXP where we see a lot of like tanky EXPs, but what do you think about damage dealer EXP players?
Damage, it depends on the jungle, I think. If you play like Paquito and Benedetta, you cannot pick that hero with assassin, you know, because it cannot. Two assassin in one team is very bad for me.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Wolf?
No, I definitely agree. I think it has been known that during pre-M5, this was MPL season 12. Pre-M5, Fnatic, Onyx, then Onyx Esports, they are utilizing Ling if they have like Barats in the XP.
Yeah.
Not even Barats, Reynos, for example. They will pick up Nolan, they will pick up Hayabusa, for example, or Ling and Fanny if Boots will play sustain heroes, right? But then if you want to go for damagers, you want to go for utility junglers now, so that you have a frontliner for a team, especially during that time where the Lord Dance was very important. Somebody has to attack the Lord. Now, most especially, you cannot have squishy heroes only, because it will be very bad for your Lord Dance. So if you want to go damage dealing EXP, you have to look for utility junglers or something like that.
Yes,
Totally agree. Even at the end of M5, we were seeing like full damage Khaleeds. We were seeing like big damage EXP laners, and now we're seeing Terizla first item,
Queen's
Wings. You know, I mean, it's definitely a big
Yeah.
change up, and the teams who have adapted the best are the ones who are still around here. I'm excited to see how NIP Flash pulls through.
Yeah.
Very simple question for NT as well, because going up against NIP Flash is a very unique situation where the EXP laner is able to use damage dealers and can carry the game. So for Homeboys, do you think they just play like they normally play, or do they have to change their play style to match against NIP Flash?
I think they need to play usually their play style, because I like Homeboy's play style.
Oh, okay.
Usually when Sorn is going into the enemy jungle and Udil is winning his lane, so like their mid lane is winning like a lot. And I think this job to lock Diablo is Sepat job, you know. So I think they don't need to change their play style.
With that being said, I feel like one of the last questions I do have to ask, because you know Udil very, very well. Can you give us an insight of how Udil is in person?
Udil, his leadership I think is very good, and he's very technical and detailed. But I think he need to keep his emotions in check, you know, because this is best of 5, and he cannot be spicy before he win. You know,
Win first before become spicy.
yes.
All right.
Actually, that's very interesting. I didn't know that Udil can be even spicy to his own team. But still, just to confirm, you feel like Homeboys can win against NIP Flash?
I think, yeah, big chance Homeboys will win.
What's the score? 3-0, 3-1, 3-2?
Let me think. I think 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Honestly, that's a very commendable score. Again, thank you very much, NTMH. But the thing is, I believe we didn't see this before. We have the key crushing video.
Ooh.
And NTMH, what do you think about this whole EWC style about when you lose, you give your key to the opponent and the opponent will crush your key? Like, how do you feel about that?
Sorry, what's the question? Can you?
So we're actually gonna look at the clip here right now. So the teams, let's just say Homeboys going up against NIP Flash. If NIP Flash lose,
Yes.
they have to give their key, that looks like a trophy by the way.
Yeah.
They have to give their key to Homeboys.
Oh.
And then Homeboys will take that key,
Just
put it under a hydraulic press, and then just crush it. In fact, if we have the clip, we'll be showing it over, which looking at this clip is not that painful. The painful one is Fnatic Onyx.
Next to Few from Falcons AP Bryn, the keys have just been surrendered from See You Soon, now in his hands. Are you ready to crush the key?
Yes, I'm ready to crush this key.
All right. How does it feel standing right next to the key machine?
It felt really great because we trained so hard for them and now we beat them 3-0.
All right. I think it's about time. Let's go ahead and crush the keys to See You Soon.
Question 2. Next question.
All right, Few. The key has been crushed. How does it feel?
It felt great because just like what we did to them.
Any message out there to See You Soon?
Thank you for the great match. See you soon. But I hope we meet again on other tournaments.
All right. And do you have any matches coming up here soon that you're looking forward to facing?
We're looking forward to face Liquid Echo. We're match up against them in semis and we will have our revenge.
Ooh, spicy. Well, I look forward to it. Key crusher for MSC 2024. Tensions are rising. Who will be next?
And there you go. That's See You Soon's key crushing. But with that being said, NTMH, I want to say thank you very much. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans, especially the Indonesian fans watching?
For Indonesian fans, don't be sad because we will back at the next M Series and we will be the champion.
There you go. Indonesia will come back and